looking to end that drought against the Raiders, while Coach Steve Arnold looks to keep his playoff hopes alive and move to a 2-3 record. It's Ursuline versus Warren Harding next.
The following is a presentation of YSN, your sports network.
And good evening, high school football family and fans. Welcome to Week 5, the halfway point of the high school football season here on YSN. We are local, we are loyal, and tonight we are live from the iconic, legendary Mollenkopf Stadium, home of your 7-time state champion Harding Raiders, who come in with a record of 1-3 and look to get a step ahead as they face off against the first place in Division 4 and in the Valley, the 6th place Ursuline Fighting Irish in this one, who are coming off, of course, a big win against Austintown Fitch to move to 3-1. Good evening once again, everyone. I am your play-by-play announcer, Ian O'Brien, and back with the Irish this week, as I was off last week as I went to East Lansing for Youngstown State football. But I got my man back over here, Trey Civarella. You know, he kind of left me for a week. I was a little bit sad.
Listen, man, I had to go call that crazy game that was Fitch Ursuline and lose my voice because that game was absolutely insane.
That was absolutely insane, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But tell you what, we're already at the halfway point. How's it feel?
It's like we were talking pregame. It feels like yesterday we were Bishop Hartley Ursuline at YSU opening the season up, and the games going on after that have never failed to excite me and get me out of my seat and just supersede my expectations of what was going to happen. So, I mean, the fact that we're already here halfway through, that's crazy.
It's definitely crazy. Now, speaking of crazy, let's talk about last week. And I was watching the game in East Lansing. You called it with Ty Bartell. You guys did an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you, my
friend.
friend.
Definitely wanted to ask you that. Tell you that beforehand. But, last week for the Ursuline Irish, it was back and forth offensive power matchup against the Fitch Falcons. And at the last second, with a struggling defense, mind you, throughout the whole game on both sides, it ended up coming down to a game-winning kick, and Kylan Irving blocked the possible game winner to give the Irish the 48-47 victory. And let's talk about also the star player in that game was last week. Was, in fact, especially one of the best in the Valley right now. Right behind, Hubbard's running back, I should say, that's DeMarcus McElroy, who nearly got 400 yards, was just about 30 yards underneath from that. What a game that he had.
Yeah, everybody in the stadium knew who was getting the ball. But everybody also knew that the defense couldn't stop him. So just a lot of halfback draws, halfback reads, just giving it to him up the gut and letting him do his thing. And it was definitely a very, very special performance from the young man.
Special performance indeed. Now, of course, DeMarcus McElroy last year shared with Dante Walker. He's been really the real guy this year. Sometimes still does get a little bit of a break. But, Tyreek Dunlow is, in fact, going to be the backup running back in case DeMarcus needs to come out for a little breather if they want to use 2 running backs. And that is, of course, because of Christian Lynch, who is out this week.
Yeah, we were informed that Christian wasn't going to play a couple minutes before game time last week. And, the concern was who after DeMarcus. Obviously, nobody at that point knew that he was going to rush for almost 400 yards. But the question was who was going to run after him, who was going to give him a breather, and that person was Tyreek Dunlow. And on the opening possession, he had a touchdown and said, hey, listen, I can do this too. So Ursuline has no fears in terms of depth in any position that they have.
No fears in depth indeed. If you talk about that strong offensive line and that strong running game. But, the quarterback game, let's talk about that real quick.
Yep.
Started out really well, week 1, and then week 2, I would say they mostly ran the ball a bit. Still had some passes with Brady Shannon, of course, committed to UCF baseball, still a talented quarterback. But then week 3, kind of stuttered. They threw 3 interceptions. He has 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the year. And they've kind of instead mostly ran to an old-school-fashioned football ground game. But as you said, you still got the receivers. Will Burney still had over 100 yards last week. You still have Dean Boyd over there who leads Ursuline in receiving with only 1 touchdown, mind you. Of course, to Kylan Irving you also have guys like, Rutherford as well.
Rutherford actually out for the season.
Out for the season now. Yeah, we have a little breaking news there. We just got that word. But, you still had him, in fact, before all that happened. And now, of course, you're going to have to be looking at a little bit of that. And, of course, Warren Harding, if you've seen, watch their film definitely. Do you think Ursuline goes back to the passing game a bit?
So, if they did their homework, and I would imagine they did, they're going to focus in on stopping DeMarcus, blocking the run. And so I think to counteract that, I would imagine we're going to see a lot of play actions today. A lot of playing, like we're going to give it to Marcus again and again and again, and just try and bring those corners and those safeties up and try and throw it over the top. And also going to see a lot of out routes, I believe, from receivers like Will Burney.
Now, speaking of the Irish, we talked about, of course, that strong offensive line. That defensive line, though, and the defense in general, it's been a little up and down. You have week 1 giving up 58 points, Bishop Harley. Then week 2, a big-time bounce back. You only gave up 7 points. But then since then, you gave up 33 points and then 47 points. Who needs to step up on this defensive side? Who do you think is going to be shining on the defensive side tonight?
So 3-man players. The first one is Levi Grimes at the middle. He cannot allow these offensive linemen to get to the second level and start to block the linebackers. So he's got to clog up the middle. Second person is Casey Lugers. He's got to seal the outside and not let anybody bounce outside for a big run. And the third person is John Edmonds. He's the emotional and just a straight-out captain of this defense. He needs to have a big impact in this game. And if he does, I believe if Ursuline gets up early and gets a big lead like they have done in the past, I feel like this is going to be a good game from them.
Of course, Levi Grimes, senior. John Edmonds, a senior. Both of them do have amazing leadership. But in order, to stop, of course, Warren Harding, you will have to stop some of their quarterbacks. In fact, you got, look, Dallas Shedd right there, a very talented quarterback, or Daly Shedd, I should say, a really talented junior quarterback. Threw 300 yards, even though they did lose the match to Washington. Warren Harding did. And then, you also got Dom Foster, who is in the starting lineup. He was out last week. But if he does, in fact, play, you could see him, the Syracuse commit, make something big happen. So those guys they have to watch out for, as well as Tyreek Ivory, in fact, Kanye Reed, a lot of guys on this Warren team that this Ursuline defense has to step up and watch out for.
Yeah, I would imagine we're going to see a lot of running today. The corners and the safeties, don't get it twisted, are not the issue on this defense. So I imagine we're going to see a lot of heavy runs until Ursuline proves that they can stop it.
And finally, of course, defensive side of Warren Harding, once again, it's been kind of the little bit their weak point, kind of like Ursuline's a little bit, once again, giving up 49 points to Massillon. Had a decent game against Hudson, but just couldn't pull through in the end right there. Their biggest game defensively came against Youngstown East in a big-time win, 55-0 fashion. And, Coach Steve Arnold, told me, before the game what they got to do. They got to shut down DeMarcus McElroy. That's the big key right there. They got to press Brady Shannon. That's another thing. They got to keep on pressing, too. They got to get their edges going, their edge rushers going. What do you think they've looked at that they say, what, we got to get this going right now? What do you think they have to work on?
So if I'm Hardin's defensive coordinator, I'm looking at that Chardon game, especially that final 5 minutes. What I would do is I got a little distracted by the band there. I know what's happening.
It's a good band.
Yeah, it is a good band. It's a large band.
Yeah,
but like I was saying, if I'm Hardin's defensive coordinator, I'm changing up looks, I'm disguising coverages, I'm doing everything in my ability to make sure I can try to confuse Brady Shannon. If they can confuse Brady, I feel like they're going to have a lot of success, and I feel like that's their goal.
A lot of success indeed, and tell you what, this is one of the biggest games in the area tonight. We got a few other big games in the area that we'll be talking about. In fact, giving you score updates of all night long here on YSN Live. Once again, in fact, you could, in fact, go to the audible call if you want to, as it go back-to-back-to-back, kind of like your high school football type of NFL Red Zone. Or you can also, in fact, listen to us, listen to all of our other spectacular broadcasters that are in each area of the Valley tonight over here on YSN Live. And we'll see what happens in this game next, so you guys better stick around because the National Anthem and kickoff next over here between the 3-1 Ursuline Fighting Irish and the 1-3 Warren Harding Raiders. That's going to be here next on YSN Live, everyone, the home of your Ursuline Fighting Irish.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring. And, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times.
But because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
Storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
And welcome back everyone here to YSN Live. Ian O'Brien, Trey Cifarella with you on the call. We are just, in fact, about 5 minutes away right now from kickoff game time between the Ursuline Irish and the Warren Harding Raiders. Trey, a little history right now. Okay. Back in 2001 for Warren Harding, big-time historical victory against the defending Ursuline Fine Art champions that they were that year. Of course, Ursuline 01 went 3-7, but they had two big players that played in college and got drafted in the NFL. Those guys would in fact be, well, for Warren Harding, Mario Manningham, they had him, and they also in fact had Maurice Claret. Just looking at the history, in fact, that Warren Harding's had with their NFL players, I mean, it's been outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, these are two highly talented, I should say, very respected long-term programs that have produced a lot of good players.
Especially with that now. We talked about, of course, Manningham, Maurice Claret when they were in that victory, and then 03 after those two graduated, of course, 31-12. Once again, you have Warren Harding beat the Irish as well. And, the last time Ursuline, at least if we're going a little bit now to the future, a little bit into the present now, if you're going a little bit into that, you in fact had, let's talk about the last time Ursuline got a win. That was back 2017 by final score of 28-24. That's when they in fact won that game. Last year's final score was Warren Harding winning at the last second, remember, by a final score 28-24. I mean, recap last year's game a bit for us.
It was a very exciting one. Not as highly scored as the games that we've had previously, but still nonetheless a very exciting game.
Definitely a big-time exciting game. A little more history to look at over here for the Warren Hardings. So if you're looking at a little bit of their history, of course, remember, they were at one point Warren Western Reserve under legendary head coach Phil Anarilla. That was way back then. In fact, of course, rest his soul, a very talented coach, one of the best coaches in the area for Austintown Fitch, for Warren Western Reserve. He also, in fact, had them sometimes as the Warren Harding Panthers way back when in the 40s and the 50s. Of course, one of their seasons was, in fact, suspended due to World War II that was happening as well. So a little history lesson for everyone watching at home. That's something to really that really brings you up, really puts your eyes on, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said a couple minutes ago, these programs have a lot of history, a lot of deep history too. I mean, football around this area has been around for as long as anybody can remember, and it's one of the great things that we have in Northeast Ohio. And it's always a pleasure to see two highly touted historical programs play each other.
I love about two historical programs as well, Trey.
What's up?
I love that they both have really good bands.
Yeah, I mean, I think Warren's band's about 3 times the size of Ursuline's band up from the looks of it. I mean, wow, a lot of kids there.
Well, look, we have Piplowski. I mean, one of the best band coordinators at Ursuline. Warren Harding, of course, their band coordinator is really good too. I mean, this is just, once again, Warren Harding, it's almost like, as you see the Fine Irish of Ursuline take the field. So Ursuline's going to take the field over here. They got the flag ready. Of course, that big Ursuline flag represented them since 2019. They've been bringing that flag out since Dan Reardon's come back over here for Ursuline. This Ursuline team right now, I'll tell you what, they're looking to get ready.
Yeah, I mean, and we didn't talk about this pregame too much, but in terms of who needs to win more, it's very clearly Warren Harding. I mean, the record doesn't represent how they play, but at the same time, the record is still what it is nonetheless. As here come, as mentioned, the Warren Harding.
Yep, Warren Harding's now going to be coming out over here. So it's going to be the Raiders. Yep, so here comes the Raiders. Of course, remember, you always have the loud fireworks almost after every single game. You have their iconic, and I mean super iconic fight song that they've been having since the 80s, since the 70s, since they were even the Panthers. And I tell you what, right now, both these teams, they are hungry. Warren Harding, though, especially, is the hungry one out of this one. As you said, Trey, because 1-3, you also lost some close games that we talked about in the pregame. A close game against Hudson, close game against Massillon. Games that they thought that they should have had, won.
I agree. I mean, I think they should have had one, to be honest with you. They were in a lot of close games, and honestly, probably should have picked up at least one of those wins that they lost. And this is a very crucial game. I feel like down the line, if Warren somehow doesn't make the playoffs and they lose this game, this is one that they look at and say, hey, we needed to win that one.
And it seems like we're going to be getting ready for the National Anthem now, and this is always a great thing before every pregame. Trey, I always say before every broadcast, especially when I've been doing this since basketball season, nothing better than the National Anthem, and sometimes, when Ursuline has it, their alma mater or the prayer.
Absolutely. Represent our proud country because we couldn't be here without the men and women who fight for us.
Couldn't be here indeed without the men and women that fight for us. You also got to give a shout out to Warren Harding's marching band as well and their alma mater. Here in this one too, it's definitely gonna be an exciting one. We got what Triple H's theme over here playing in the background too. They're getting ready.
Yeah, it's time to play the game.
Hey, if you're a WWE fan, I know some people are, gotta give a shout out to Mike Jones and all those guys listening in. If they can hear this right now, I know they are having a grand old time. They are loving this.
Oh yeah, just a hype song. I mean,
it really is.
Even if you're not a WWE fan, you hear this song, you're like, it's time to go. It's time to hit people. It's time to play football, man.
There's that too, and there's also, if you watch AEW, Chris Jericho's new theme song as well when it comes out. But we'll talk about wrestling once wrestling season. We got some football season course going on right now. Once again, we're going to give you some score updates in the Valley that do happen later. By the looks of it right now, the Ursuline Irish are in fact going to be kicking off, I think, possibly, or might. And yeah, by the looks of it, I think they are in fact going to be the ones kicking off here first. So that means we will possibly see Reagan Smith. Although you also got to watch and see if they may, in fact, also go to a little bit over here. They've had to James McGlone because he's, tell you what, during practice, I've seen him. He's been kicking pretty well too.
Yeah, I mean, they have an arsenal of kickers that they can use. And hey, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you know how risky and how on edge Coach Rudin likes to play.
And speaking of James McGlone, that is the one who's going to be kicking off first for the Ursuline Irish. As again, the ball set up. Look to see on the return right there for Warren Harding.
Number 11 on the left side.
That's in fact number 11 right there. That's in fact going to be Dom Foster. So Dom Foster, the Syracuse commit, is in fact going to be getting the start. Remember, he was out last week against Massillon, so we'll see if he's going to be healthy enough over here against this Ursuline team.
Yeah, and to quote the legendary words of John Anik, Ian, here we go.
As they're getting ready for the kick, and right away it is in fact going to be a pooch, going to go right to the 40-yard line. Immediately Mark Mannings and Jack Harrison are going to get on the Warren Harding special teams immediately for a good first tackle that time. And by the looks of it, they did in fact tackle on the stop right there. I think that was in fact number 9, Kanye Red.
Yeah, a big emphasis too on practice this week, especially after the non-recovered onside kick last week with special teams. So I would imagine we see a cleaner game from a special teams unit.
And here, in fact, guys, comes Daly's Chet. Of course, once again, threw for nearly 300 yards, has 8 touchdowns on the season, 2 interceptions. He's in the shotgun. He has 2 receivers right there as well to the right side, and he also has 1 to the left. The 1 to the left is Tyreek Ivory, a big-time receiver that you have to watch out for tonight. Senior 6'2", 170.
Yeah, and a lot of motion here from number 5.
A lot of motion indeed. That is a fact right there from Montrese Williams. And the miscommunication on the snap right there, and it's going to be a big loss that time for the Irish. By looks at on the tackle that time for them was in fact, I think that was going to be by looks at that looked to have fact been.
I'm going to say Casey Lugers.
Casey Lugers on the tackle, yeah. By looks at Casey Lugers just got in there too, got a little bit of help I think there as well. I think from Lorenzo Horbaugh.
Yeah, yep. And a big emphasis too, like we said, was the defensive line. Lugers and Grimes were 2 people I mentioned pregame. If they can clog the holes and not allow Warren to establish a running game, I think they're going to be in good shape on defense. But the only issue is we really haven't been able to see Ursuline do that yet.
2nd and 16 coming up over here for the Warren Harding Raiders. They're in shotgun. Little quick start. Little slant right there, should say, to the running back. That's a big hole over. He has a big gain. He's going to break a tackle. Mark Mann's the only one that can try to get him. He will not get him. Touchdown, Warren Harding. Warren Harding gets the first points on the board. And with the touchdown that time was, in fact, number 11, Dom Foster, the Syracuse commit. And on the touchdown over there was, in fact, Chet, his first of the day.
Yeah, and very quick score. Something you really didn't want to see for the Ursuline defense, especially with how much they've struggled. You got a big play on first down, then you give them a touchdown on the second play. Not a good start for the Ursuline defense.
The Raiders are, in fact, going to be ready now for the extra point coming up here. Of course, by looks like for the PAT, that looks to be, I think, possibly Jake Doherty right there, the sophomore. And the PAT is up, and the PAT is straight through the uprights. So, by looks like with about, I think that's 10:54 the go, 10:49. It's hard to see because that pole's in the way right there.
Yeah, I'm going to say 10:59.
10:59 to go right over here in the first quarter. We'll take our first commercial break as the Warren Harding Raiders go on the board first off of a QB pass to Dom Foster as they lead 7-0 here on YSN Live, the home of the Ursuline Irish. We'll be right back.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Ian O'Brien, Trey Savarella on the call, bringing you this good Week 5 action in high school football. If you are just joining us, the Warren Harding Raiders just got a touchdown. And tell you what, it was, in fact, just a nice little dump off to the right side right there. In fact, for Daly's Ched, gave it to, of course, the Syracuse commit Dom Foster, and then he just went off with it over there about close to about 60 yards.
Yeah, and, you know, bad start by the defense, but the positive is that this Ursuline offense has been electric this year, so interested to see what happens this first possession.
There's a boot by Doherty, and there goes to Kylan Irvin, going to be breaking some tackles before a swarm of Raiders tackle him around the 32-yard line, and that's where Ursuline, in fact, is going to open up. And now, here comes Brady Shannon, the gang. Of course, we talked about DeMarcus McElroy last week. Already over for 700 yards on the season, only in Week 5. Had 300 and what was it, 70 yards, nearly close to 400 last week.
Yeah,
against Austintown Fitch.
I feel like it's every game we're calling somebody out new on the offense about how crazy they did the week before, and that's just kind of how it's been so far with this Ursuline Irish team. A lot of weapons.
A lot of weapons indeed. You're going to see a lot of the running game once again tonight over here with DeMarcus and Brady Shannon, of course. Brady's going to open up with a pass that time to Dean Boyd. Dean Boyd's going to get around the 39-yard line that time. Good quick pass to start off the game.
That's the biggest 4-yard reception you'll ever see because of how much it means. Because last week, Dean was pretty much a non-factor in that game against Fitch. Still won, but non-factor nonetheless. And that's a big reception to open the game.
Indeed, a good 6-yard reception. 2nd and 4 coming up right now. You got two receivers to the left, one to the right over here. McElroy going to be in the backfield. They send a man in motion right there. That's, in fact, going to be Will Burney. Pass completed. Burney going to turn it up all the way to the 47-yard line. That's going to be another first down over here for the Ursuline Irish. And again, they go NASCAR, hurry up, and that gets the Raiders off guard.
Yeah, really good RPO. Looks like he had the option to throw or run the football there, and he decided to give it to Will Burney. Good decision by Brady Shannon.
Good decision indeed by the veteran quarterback, the UCF baseball commit. Right now, he's in the shotgun. Once again, going to go to pass. They have not ran the ball yet. Brady this time going to keep it, and he runs into his own lineman that time. He's still going to pick up some yards. Push out of bounds that time. They will probably give him at least about 3 or 4.
Yeah, good little escape the pocket. A lot of pressure there. Found a gap. Got a few yards out of nothing. Good job by Brady Shannon to not take a loss for that play.
I think he might have ran to the back. I think it was of Isaac Lucas that time, too, which was funny. And good rebound by him as it's 2nd and 4 right now. Trips to the left side, one to the right. Shannon once again with a play action. And what a catch that time. Will Burney going up the field. Brought down around the 25-yard line.
What a catch by Will Burney. Brady high-pointed that pass a little too high, it looked like, and no. I want to see the pine tar on his gloves because he snatched that ball out of the air.
That was a great snatch by a very kind of a small receiver, too, and Will Burney that time.
Yeah, Will's not a very big receiver, but he's a very quick receiver, and he's very good with his cuts.
And there's, in fact, going to be the handoff that time taken. It is, in fact, I think that's going to be brought down. I think that was, in fact, Mark Manning right there.
That's Mark Manning, yeah.
Mark Manning going to bring it up to around the 15-yard line. A decent pickup, and I think they will, in fact, give him the first down.
Yeah, he had a quietly good game last week at Fitch. It was overshadowed by Will and DeMarcus, but he also had a couple good cuts and a couple big plays.
Speaking of DeMarcus McElroy, there he goes. Hightailing his way to the 1-yard line, tripping at the 1-yard line that time. 1st and goal for the Irish.
Yep, and it's like I said pregame. This is what they're going to do. they'd imagine that Harding was going to key in on the run, and they've done a lot this opening drive.
And once again, it's going to be a handoff to DeMarcus McElroy. Breaks the tackle that time.
And he's in the end zone.
Touchdown. The Irish are on the board.
Big response by this Irish football team.
Big response indeed that time by the Irish football team. And we're going to have to see what they looks like they're going to go for the PAT this time. On for the PAT is going to be Reagan Smith, who, originally did also the kickoff duties, but they're, in fact, once again, going to give that a little bit this week to James McClone. Reagan Smith does still have the PAT and field goal opportunities, too. And, they all, of course, we talked about him in practice, had some ups, had some downs. We're going to have to see how he does with this PAT. Jack Harrison, once again, is, in fact, the holder. And the kick is up, and the kick is through the uprights. So the kick is through the uprights right there. Looks to be about 9:15 left to go here in the first quarter. And guess what, everyone? We have a tie ball game here at Mollenkopf Stadium between some two former conference rivals, between the Warren Harding Raiders and the Ursuline Irish. We'll be right back, everyone, on YSN Live, the home of your Ursuline Fine Irish.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
There's just no feeling like when you actually can get somebody in a vehicle that they think is not attainable. I see myself as more of a modern or next generation salesperson. I just enjoy, being there throughout the sale, after the sale. We're going to make sure that everything about that vehicle, from start to finish is the right one for you. I'm Jim Conlon, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Brian Cherry Civarella on the call. A 1-yard run by DeMarcus McElroy puts the Irish up in a big-time hurry-up position that they had, too, in fact. The tie at 7-7.
Yeah, they're not going to change their offensive scheme and how quick they run it. That's what they love to do. They love to wear down this defensive front of any team that they play, and they're going to continue to do that.
A short kick, a big-time short kick that time. Line drive by McClone. Penalty flag does, I think, fly as well. Off of the decent return that time, I think was, in fact, possibly Foster.
Yep.
Excuse me, that.
Now,
that's actually Johnny Taylor right there, excuse me, on the receipt.
Yeah, we saw a very rare touchdown by a Warren team or against an Irish team, and not that it's rare for people to score touchdowns against them, but it's rare that it happens through the air. Very rare, because the corners for this Ursuline Irish team have been very good this year in stopping the pass, and very interesting that we saw that their first opening drive, that's exactly what they did.
Very interesting indeed. Once again, in fact, you are going to have Chet in the shotgun formation. You got 2 receivers right there to the left side, 1 to the right. It's going to be a handoff that time, and that's going to be a flag. Warbaugh trying to get him, and they break more tackles.
We're going to have a hold.
That's going to be a holding call. Oh, a juke move too right there.
This is going to come back. This is coming back
as well, down all the way to about the 10-yard line. There is, however, going to be a penalty flag on the play, as you said, Trey.
Yeah, we got some laundry on the field. There's a holding.
That is, in fact, going to be a holding on the play right there. Once again, of course, the running back was, in fact, Bryson Powell, number 26 for Warren Harding on the carry. And they're going to back it up a little bit. Usually it's about, in high school, I want to say, sometimes 7 yards instead of their original 10. And no, it is actually going to be 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little consistent, Trey. It goes from 7 yards to 10 yards sometimes when it's a holding.
I choose to just stay quiet when that happens. I let the refs do their thing, and I just call what type of penalty it is.
For sure. So now it's going to be a 1st and 20. Puts Warren Harding backed up a little bit. And tell you what, right now, again, you saw their passing game definitely works. We're going to have to see what this one. Do they go through the air here again?
I think so. I think you have to try it here. They had success with it in the first drive. I would imagine we're going to see it again.
That's going to be a handoff once again this time. Again, a few yards once again, I think, is in fact going to be, Powell.
Yeah,
He's going to get a few yards
and that's the exact reason why I said I would pass it, because you get 2 yards there, you're still about it's a third, or sorry, now it's still about second and I want to say 13, 14 yards. So, I mean, we're going to see a pass eventually unless somebody breaks one off the edge here on this possession.
Going to be a second down 16 coming up over here. 2 receivers right there to the right side. Got 1 to the left. It's going to be a QB keeper this time by Chet. He's going to get upfield, but a swarm of Irish get to him, possibly getting him back to where he was before. No gain on the play.
Yeah, no gain. And that play was blown up by Levi Grimes, and I believe in the middle. Maybe not. No, I apologize. That's Casey Lugers once again who blew that play up in the middle and just got in there and maybe didn't necessarily tackle the quarterback himself, but he ran over a couple linemen on the way to try to get to him.
You know, once again, you talked about, of course, Levi Grimes, Casey Lugers, how they have to step up their game a bit, and right now they're stepping it up.
Yeah, especially Casey Lugers. He's been on a couple defensive plays already.
In the shotgun once again is Chad with 3 trips to his left side. That's going to be caught and out of bounds. Going to be a little short of the first down. A good reception, however, right there by Johnny Taylor, the senior.
Yeah, it's going to be about 4th and 4 here.
Going to be about 4th and 4 by the looks of it, yes, indeed. And Warren Harding is back and bring out their punt team.
Very interested to see that they brought out their punt team. I know they're on their own side of their field and it's early, but Ursuline's defense hasn't been able to hold up consistently. Very surprised we don't see them go for it here.
I wouldn't be surprised possibly if we see a fake. You know, Steve Arnold said we got to watch Ursuline's fakes, and who knows, maybe over here, you know, he didn't tell me when I talked to him this week, but maybe they try and do what Ursuline does and possibly fake it a bit.
Yeah.
They are in a tight formation.
Beat them at their own game.
They are in a tight formation, too. And it's going to be a punt, going to be a high punt that time. A lot of air, and it is, in fact, going to be a fair catch by Will Burney around the 21-22 yard line. So that's where the Irish will, in fact, take over here with about, by looks of it, 7:12 to go. We'll take a short break here on YSN Live. Tie game 7-7 here at Mollenkoff Stadium, the home of the Ursuline Irish.
Quality, customer service, and integrity.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Coca's Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocaspizza.com. That's Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
And welcome back, everyone, to YSN Live. You know, Brian, Trey Civarella on the call right now. About 7:12 left to go here in the first quarter. The Irish have the ball back after a Warren Harding punt. And Trey, last time we saw, of course, you know, they went mostly pass, and then they went mostly run and scored.
Yeah, very balanced attack by this Ursuline Irish team. And, you know, very successful in the first drive.
Indeed, they might go balance again. That time, that's going to be, I think, Tyreek Dunlow. Is that him getting the carry? Or is that McElroy that time getting the carry?
That's McElroy.
McElroy getting the carry. I thought I saw long hair on that play behind him. But no, that's in fact going to be McElroy. Still going to pick up at that time about 4 yards. It's going to be a 2nd down 6 here coming up.
Yeah.
Dunlow is also, though, lined up, in fact, as a tight end, I think, mostly.
Yeah, Coach is saying is trying to get the run game established as early as he can, or if at all, against this Warren team.
And that is, in fact, going to be Ty Dunlow going right into motion that time. Once again, going to be hand off to McElroy. McElroy still picking up a little bit of yardage right there, possibly about 3 yards maybe. And it might be, in fact, about a 3rd and possible 4 or 3 coming up over here now for the Irish. And, they're going to give him 1 only. I thought he got a little extra yard.
Yeah, and this is why Ursuline is so dangerous, though, because on 3rd and 4th down, they have so many options and weapons to go to.
And then now you got 2 receivers both side. Shannon looking at the sideline over here. Possibly a little audible going on, changing the play up with his line. And this Warren Harding defense, tell you what, they know they are looking for that audible. That's going to be a pass. Now it's almost picked up. Got it off. I think, scored that right there. Off of the hands, I think, of possibly, we're going to see who scored off the hands of, but That was Dean Boyd with a spectacular catch right there.
Very close to a pick there, but Dean Boyd with the sticky hands, grabbing it, pulling it into his chest, and getting the first down.
Dangerous pass by Brady Shannon. Dean Boyd comes in with a rescue a bit. Brady this time QB option going to keep it. He's going to go to the sidelines about the 45, 46-yard line out of bounds. A swarm of Warren Harding defenders end up pushing him out of bounds right there. And now once again, Ursuline going a little hurry up. They're going to give him about 5 yards, I think, there. And it's going to be a 2nd and 5 here.
Yeah, I mean, Coach DeSantis over these past couple of weeks has run a lot of those option plays, RPOs, read options, where Brady just essentially reads 1 or 2 people on the defense and decides to give it to D-Mac or keep it himself.
Yes, indeed. And tell you what, right now, they are possibly may keep it the D-Mac over here. They do got trips, however. And yes, it is going to be they're going to give it off to D-Mac, and D-Mac's going to go all the way to the 50. That's going to be a first down for them.
Yeah, and a lot of times, Ian, for folks at home, what Brady's doing there is essentially he's reading the guy off the end. He's reading one of those edge rushers to see if he focuses on Brady or if he focuses on D-Mac. If he comes in all the way, he's going to pull it, he's going to run it himself. So he's reading one of those 2 people off the edge.
Shannon dropping back off the shotgun. He's got a wide open man, and Dean Boyd, that's caught. Brought down around the 3-yard line that time. Dean Boyd with a spectacular catch, and he broke the tackle nearly off at that time. I think of Sad Dukes right there. I think he broke off of him.
Yeah, and talking to Dean Boyd this week, he was very hungry to wipe that last start from last week and get a big game against Hardin.
Quick pass to Mark Man that time, but he's going nowhere that time as they got him way below.
Yeah, upended very quickly on that play.
Upended very quickly right there. That was, in fact, a really good tackle that time. And by the looks of it, what number was that right there? I think that might have been, in fact, Dom Foster maybe playing on the DB end.
Motion.
They are going to grab the motion over here. It's going to be a handoff once again, and inside it's McElroy.
Touchdown machine.
Touchdown machine indeed. They give it off once again for about 3 yards to the Marcus McElroy, and the Irish now are up 13-7.
You know, we were talking about this pregame, and it just the essence of DeMarcus on the field. He draws so much attention that you would think one of these times they're going to pull it, but no. I mean, he's just fighting for yards. I mean, just running people over, making people miss. It's a spectacle whenever he's out there because of how many touchdowns he gets and how much extra yardage he brings. I mean, it's very, very high-level football.
Reagan Smith on the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is through the uprights. So by the looks of it right now, with about 4:53 it seems like remaining over here, the Irish lead at 14-0 against the Warren Harding Raiders here at Mollenkoff Stadium. We'll be right back, everyone, on YSN Live, your home of the Ursuline Irish.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. You know, Brian Trey Civarella on the call. Another touchdown, 3 yards that time out from D-Mac to Marcus McElroy, putting the Irish up 14-7. We have some score updates going on around the Valley. How about Austintown Fitch? 7-0 against Cardinal Mooney early on in the first.
How much time's left in that game?
Doesn't say. It's WFMJ right now. We got no updates. We'll find out from some text, but right now, in fact, still in the first quarter.
If that's close, I mean, Fitch can't let Mooney hang around in that game.
They definitely cannot. As here's the kickoff once again. That's going to be a squib kick that time. And marked off. It is, however, going to be returned to about the 20-yard line. Going to go upfield a little bit to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Big return that time. He's gone. He is gone. Touchdown, Warren Harding Raiders. And a big return by who else? The Syracuse commit, Dom Foster.
Wow. You know, we talked about special teams being a big thing about last week, especially in crunch time. You cannot have that as special teams coordinator, especially on a squib kick where, the design of the play is to get it off somebody, which they did, and to still let up a return. Very poor special teams play by the Irish right there.
That's why, in fact, Don Foster's committed to the ACC in Syracuse, a really big-time school that had players like Donovan McNabb there in the past. Tell you what, that's why they get people like that from this valley. Players like that, really good speed. Reminds you a lot of Lynn Bowden in a way, when he played for Warren.
Well, Lynn was just another animal. I mean, Andy plays for the best team, even though he's hurt right now in the NFL. So.
And the PAT, Doherty's kick is up, and it is through the uprights. So with about, I guess we'll keep it here for a second since we do have a little bit of time. You said best team in the area. I mean, you said best team in the NFL.
I did. I didn't stutter. I did not stutter.
We got bandwagon fans. It does happen, though. But, you know.
Whoa, bandwagon. I've been a Dolphins fan since I was born.
But in all seriousness, though, you know, Dom Foster, just a talented player for Warren Harding. And, you know, last week they definitely didn't miss him in that tough 3-point loss, you know, against Massillon. But, you know, he's definitely showing up early here.
Yeah, that's an understatement. He's been absolutely electric right now. And Irish, I mean, I would have a guy out there dedicated to Dom Foster and Dom Foster only. If he goes to the bathroom, you better follow him to the bathroom because he is going off right now in this first quarter.
I tell you what, once again, you said before this, it's going to be a high-scoring match between both these two teams. And right now, you know, your prediction seems to be right between, you know, both high-powered offenses. Once again, of course, you know, guys like, you know, Daly Stritt, guys like, you know, Dom Foster, you have him once again. Yeah. You know, Sad Dukes, a lot of these other big-time players that you have to look at, of course, you know, especially on the line like Richard May, for Warren Harding, a lot of those guys. And then for us, you know, like for Ursuline, Pat McCarthy, you have him on the line. Once again, a lot of blocking going on, a lot of big-time offensive plays going on between both these teams.
And real quick, Ian, my remark about the Dolphins is getting some heat right now. I just want to say real quickly before the kickoff, the Bears are not the best team in the NFL. Quit lying to yourself.
And the kick's going to be returned to about the 10, going to pull up to about the 20.
Oh, he's still on his feet.
Still on his feet, indeed. And then he's still on his feet, still breaking free. Broke like 3-4 tackles right there, all the way to about the 25-yard line. On the return that time for the Irish was that Jakylan Irving on the return?
I couldn't tell you, and I couldn't see the number.
I think it was Jakylan Irving on the return, number 10, making a big return that time.
I didn't see numbers. I just saw defenders falling over. That's all I saw.
A ton of defenders falling over, tons of juking, tons of trying to maneuver your way out of it, and Jakylan Irving did exactly that. Going to bring it out to about the 35-yard line now over here. And once again, you know, we've talked about it. Last time they pass, then they run, then they mostly run over here. Do they go back a little bit to the passing? I think they might. And Warren's getting ready for it.
I also wouldn't be surprised to see, like we just mentioned his name, Jakylan Irving get more involved in this passing game.
And it's going to be a fake
big
pass.
Big hit.
Yeah, pump fake that time as McElroy takes it for a few yards. Decent run by him. That's going to be, though, about a gain of 2 or 3 that time. Going to be second down of 8.
Yeah, he got a couple yards there, but good job of maintaining by this Warren defense by not giving up the big play early on in this drive.
Of course, that big offensive line, too, as you see Brady Shannon trips right there to his left side. Another run that time. Still fighting for yards as D-Mac. He's going to fight for a few more yards.
Yeah, D-Mac ran into a wall there. Absolute wall of defensive lineman.
Ran to a wall. Still going to get at least 3 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 coming up over here as we are past now. A little bit under 3:40 left to go. So now you see trips to the right. You got one to the left. Brady Shannon once again in the shotgun.
Oh, we got a false start on Dean.
And yep, indeed. False start on Dean Boyd. Did not read the snap that time. And Warren Harding is going to love that. Steve Arnold's going to love that too. Instead of a 3rd and 5, you're now going to get a 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, you're going to. Sorry. Look, I was deciphering the chant from the student section. Classical little "you can't do that" chant. Always got to love those.
Hey, you see that at every high school game, my man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what student sections are for.
And you see Bunches right there to the left. Back to passes Shannon. Going right to Jakylan Irving. He dropped it.
Yeah, we just said his name. Thought he was going to get involved, and that ball was put right in his hands.
And how about the good defensive battle right there? That was between him and, in fact, Sad Dukes. Say Dukes right there, the sophomore, 5'8", 155. Going up against the senior and Jakylan Irving that time. Good defensive battle by him.
Yeah, we're seeing something that I feel like I haven't seen at all the past couple of weeks, period. We're seeing Ursuline punt the ball. I mean, I didn't even think they had a punter.
Now here's the thing. When I talked to Steve Arnold, coach for Warren, of course, he basically said, you know, we got to watch the fakes. And we know that, remember, they do a rugby-style punt.
Well, look who's the punter, Ian.
Indeed.
It's Mark Manning,
remember,
one of the quickest.
He had that big one against Chardon, too.
Yeah, he did.
So are we going to see that? And it is a fake. It's going to be thrown for a That's like what we predicted right there.
Tony Romo in the booth.
Hey, what can I say? That is, in fact, Tony Romo like in the booth. And he got that off, I think, to DeMarcus McElroy that time. Or I think, is that going to be him or Will Burney, one of the two? What an amazing play from the Ursuline Irish on that one. What an amazing fake. And once again, Steve Arnold said, we got to contain the fakes. We got to watch out for every single fake that they do. They like the pooch, they like to do pooch kicks. They like to run with the ball on a fake punt. And that time, instead of running, because they read that, they threw it instead.
Yeah, Mark Manning, a QB and Pee Wee showing off the arm down there on the field.
Big time arm indeed. Now you're going to have trips to the right side. You're going to have one to the left. Dropping back to pass. It's Brady Shannon once again.
One-on-one for Dean Boyd.
And just overthrew him that time.
Yeah, one-on-one matchup. He liked it. He threw a high-pointed ball to Dean Boyd and just couldn't come down with the catch. A little bit too far for him.
Yeah, just overthrew him that time. Indeed, it's going to bring up a 2nd down 10. Mark Mann's going to come out, and you're going to have Ty Dunlow come in now to the left side.
Yeah. Or
Tyreek Dunlow, yeah. Number 3.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was looking at Will Burney.
Different height right there. I mean, unless Will Burney just screwed.
2'3". Similar numbers. Close.
Going to be a handoff once again, McRoy. And he's going to take off. Got a few yards right there. The offensive line once again went to the left side a bit, and he just bounced it out a little bit to the right.
Yeah, and just when you think he's down, he's never down. You got to make sure you got a couple guys because he is always on his feet.
Always on his feet, indeed. And he's still going to pick up. It's going to be a 3rd and 4 after that. Shannon in the shotgun. Looks to throw. Fires complete to Dean Boyd. He's going to go to the close to the 20. Just going to get inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line right there. Dean Boyd once again with another big-time play. And on the tackle, you, in fact, had by looks of one of those guys being, I think, Tyson Williams.
Yeah, and very quickly,
Wallace,
that's one thing that makes Brady elite. His eyes and where he brings safeties on the field. His eyes weren't looking at that receiver until the last second. He drew that safety up.
Pass right there. That was a dangerous pass by Shannon. Almost a little too high, but it was, in fact, almost picked off. And big time coverage once again by Ced Dukes that time.
Yeah.
The sophomore.
Yep. Brady's almost had 2 of those picked off, were to the sideline. Very quick, just little snap throw.
Once again, remember, that was one of the first ones that Warren Harding had where it went for a touchdown, too. Shannon trying to do the exact same thing. And right now, Warren Harding's reading them real well. That's going to bring up a 2nd down 10 over here. 2 receivers to the left. Shannon play action pass. That's going to be dumped off and caught that time. Still on his feet is Ty Dunlow. Going to go to about the 7-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and goal over here for the Ursuline Irish.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about with deception with this team. That was just a little fake handoff and dump out to the tight end.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be a 1st down over here around the 8-yard line. Shannon once again a shotguns. Trips bunched right there, left side. And he's got, I think that's Bernie possibly. Chakon Irving all alone on the right. And miscommunication. Brady Shannon sacked hard in the backfield that time. That's going to be by number 50. That's going to be, I think, what number is that right there? 51?
Yeah.
That's, in fact, going to be Kincaid Tyson. Hard to tell if that was a 51 or a 57. That we didn't have a 57.
We'll go Tyson.
Yeah, we'll go Kincaid Tyson that time.
Yeah, it just looked like a blown-up play from the beginning. Somebody missed their assignment, missed their read of where they were supposed to go, and Brady just had to try and fight off a defender and couldn't get him down. Got brought to the ground.
Tie ball game right now. We're just almost close to the 1-minute mark over here. Just a little bit under 1:30. Shannon and shotgun that time. Pump fake.
He's got him.
And Boyd just
Too far.
Again. And that's 2 times in a row Brady Shannon has overthrown Dean Boyd.
Yeah, but Dean Boyd's getting a lot of separation here, Ian. He's having a lot of success against that corner over there on the left side one-on-one. And Brady just keeps going to him. If Brady can make one of these passes over the shoulder, it's going to be a touchdown.
Looking at the corner, I think that's also, in fact, Don Foster right there, the DB, the Syracuse commit.
Yep, power coming out for speed, and Mark Manning over here in the slot.
Going to be interesting to see what happens. And there's, in fact, going to be a flag, actually, on the play as well. I think this might be on the Irish. I know sideline warning, actually. It's going to be on Warren.
Warren.
Yeah, Warren, sideline warning. And sideline warning, that's, of course, remember. And when I played, Dobner, all the coaches basically said you have to back up behind that white line or else that's going to cost you guys with a penalty, some yardage possibly too.
Yeah, we got to get that guy, that health Sean McVay stay on the sidelines in L.A.
Shannon pressured. Good blocking, however.
Whoa.
Escapes a man. Shannon rolls out to the right side. Tip ball. It's intercepted. Is it picked off? Yes, it is. Picked off in the end zone that time. The Harding Raiders with a pick. And on the pick that time was, in fact, Ced Dukes right there, number 21 once again, who's been having a really good day as a corner in the second quarter.
And Ian, that's really the one knock on Brady. That's what we saw in that shorting game where Ursuline lost. Is Brady tried to do too much, and in doing that, it leads to turnovers. So Brady needs to stay calm in those situations and just let the ball out and throw it away. Yes, it's third down, but you can still kick a field goal and take the lead opposed to throwing a pick.
Yeah, yes, indeed, right now. In fact, we are close to being under the 1 minute mark in this. Warren Harding's going to be taking it out now to about the 20-yard line. And tell you what, this Harding team, they're trying to now get their momentum on their side after that pick. They could definitely do it here.
Yeah, absolutely. They've stopped this Ursuline Irish team 2 times in a row, 2 drives in a row, and that's something that I feel like I haven't seen all year, actually.
Play action pass by Chet. Going to throw that. It's going to be caught a little bit juked to the outside.
Oh, and guess who?
And it's going to be brought down to Dom Foster on the reception. Push him out of bounds. A few guys pushed him out of bounds right there. One of those guys being Warbaugh, Frasco, and I think Erickson both came in.
Yeah, and just seeing him play in real life, granted we're up in the booth, but he is shifty with a capital S.
Super shifty indeed. That's why, you're committed to a big-time D1 school like Syracuse right there. Again, those colleges come in, scout the offense, they watch the huddle film, and they see just, how this kid can play. I know for a fact YSU's offered him a little bit too when I saw,
Yeah, but if you can go to Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse, yeah, definitely. You got 2 receivers now to the left. You got 1 to the right.
This is going to be a blitz.
Indeed, they brought up blitz a little bit. Chet, he's got a wide open man. Yes,
dropped it. Good throw. Very good throw.
Indeed, that was a really good throw that time once again. My goodness, by Daly's Chet.
Yep. Beat his man one-on-one, just couldn't get the throw there. Beat his man one-on-one. The throw was there, just couldn't come down with the catch.
Yeah, just couldn't hold on to that one. And, that is one that he would definitely like having back. And he's definitely going to be saying, that's on me.
Yeah, just kind of a tap of the helmet, tap of the chest guard. That's on me. I should have had that. But, listen, nonetheless, if you're a defensive back coach right now, you can not let that happen the rest of the game because you are in a lot of trouble if you keep giving up those big plays downfield or almost giving up those big plays downfield.
And that was, in fact, the senior Tyreek Ivory was the one who dropped that one. A rare senior mistake by him. 3 receivers right there. In fact, to the left side. Got 1 to the right, and Ursuline brings a blitz. They bring a lot of pressure coming. Has to get Rivet somehow. It's just going to underthrow it a little bit to a receiver in the area. And that was real good. That was a real good blitz that time by that Ursuline line.
Yeah, they blitzed 2 times in a row. They brought a corner off the side, up the middle, trying to get some pressure, and both times they've been able to get pressure. That time a little bit more successful than last. Made him throw it away. Also smart play to throw the ball away there, not trying to force anything.
And this is definitely a scary punt situation. As we know, Ursuline really go on special teams, especially when it comes to a punt block. Warren Harding, is a little bit slow sometimes when it comes to the punt snap, but they've been trying to get used to that a little bit in practice. And right now we're going to have to see as they're going to be back up the punt around the 12-yard line. As they're going to actually bring a man in late, too, and they got to get that off before the play clock goes down. Play clock right now at least at 21, so they do have time. Looks like Ursuline's bringing everyone in. And there's going to be the punt. That's a high punt that time with Bernie on the return. Bernie's going to take it out to the 40, try and miss a man. Brought down, I think, around the 43, 44-yard line that time.
Indeed.
And that's where the Irish will take out. With about, I want to say, we're close to the end of the first quarter. Guess we'll just keep it here. Get them
13 seconds.
13 seconds. We'll keep it over here. Get one more play off, and then we'll get to our great sponsors. Got to give a shout out, of course, to all of the sponsors in the area that help out with YSN Live. We're going to get to them, of course, in a minute between this last play. But tell you what, right now, a couple punts in that area. We had, of course, that score before. Again, as you said, might be a little high scoring, but right now, the defenses are kind of stepping up this time.
Yeah, and on the Power Hour earlier, there were predictions for this game, and it was mostly an Ursuline pick, but Mush and Ty, even though he saw Ursuline win last week, he said, hey, I'm going to take Harding.
Again, that could be an upset alert. We've seen a lot of that in high school, college, and the NFL. McElroy going to rush to the outside, going to pick up at least about a gain of 1 on the play as a swarm of Harding defenders came after him, and that's in fact going to be the end of the first quarter, everyone. So, at the end of 1, Warren Harding, 14, and your Ursuline Fine Irish, 14. We'll be right back, everyone, here on YSN Live, the home of the Ursuline Irish, everyone.
It's a new year at Acura of Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi with huge savings on over 350 fully inspected vehicles. We have cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, and work vehicles. We don't have it, our team will find it. We aim for 100% credit approval with payments as low as $99 per month. And as always, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. For a great vehicle and a great experience, come see why everyone is stopping by at Acura Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-res futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Brian Trace Varela on the call. And, we talked about some stats. In fact, DeMarcus McElroy, remember last season, 2020, only finished for, 700? He's already over that, isn't he?
Yeah, DeMarcus McElroy leads this team in rushing, not a big shock, in 746 yards.
Woo, and tell you what, he could reach 1,000 by the end of this year for sure. As that's going to be immediately tackled right there. Nowhere to go that time for, that looks to be Kylan Irving, I think. Nowhere to go for him. Or Will Burney, immediately on the tackle right there.
Yeah.
There's a swarm of Warren Harding defenders.
A couple other stats you're going to want to pay attention to, Ian, especially with how this game's playing out is in terms of how defense is being played. Ursuline is converting third down conversions at a 59% clip and fourth down conversions at a 42% clip. So very good on late down conversions.
Interesting stat over here, and here's the 3rd and 14 coming up right now for the Irish. Shannon.
Pressure.
And that screen pass is going to immediately
good read.
The screen. Good read that time to McElroy. McElroy going to be tackled around the 39-yard line.
Very good read there. He picked up the blitz, dumped it out to his running back, and got substantial yards.
And then on the tackle that time, I think, was in fact Devin Boss by the looks of it for Warren Harding or Josiah Todd, one of those two.
Very good. Yeah, very good play by Brady Shannon to pick up that blitz.
Very good play indeed. It's going to be first down play action pass by Shannon. Oh, just a little bit high that time. Once again, I think he was in fact looking for that looked to have been. Is that?
It is, man. He's high in his number.
High in the number indeed.
It's Will Burney.
Will Burney that time. Just a little high for him. Remember, he did catch that spectacular one early on the first quarter that time. He just couldn't corral it.
Yeah, very. And Will Burney, in terms of receiving, he has 126 yards this year, but he's very good at breaking off big plays. He's 126, but very good route runner, very good slant runner. He can make you miss on a route without even having to touch the ball.
It's definitely a big stat right there when you talk about that. Pump fake. Once again, Shannon being pressured, has to turn around, doing his little scrambling, and this is where it gets dangerous. He's going to go out of bounds. He's going to at least pick up about 3 or 4 right there.
Yeah, Brady's a big man, but he can also run, use them big legs to get outside the pocket and run over defenders or make a couple miss.
Again, I compare him to Trevor Lawrence at Clemson because he did the exact same thing. He was able to run as a big man. He was able to throw. Both have the long hair, so it's like...
The Ginger Lawrence now. Yeah.
You have trips right there to the right. You have one receiver to the left this time. Shannon going to keep it to himself, fake the handoff, but they just got after him immediately right there. Nowhere to go. A swarm of Harding defenders came in on the tackle.
Yep, and it's 4th down.
And it's going to be 4th down. I think one of those guys on the tackle right there was, in fact, one of the big men. That was, in fact,
this won't be a punt.
Trimble.
This is not going to be a punt.
It's not going to be a punt. They're going to go for it over here. Maybe try and draw Warren Harding off sides. We'll have to see.
I think this is just going to be a straight, like I said, 42% clip on 4th down.
They're going to look over to the sideline.
And the play clock on this end zone is not running.
Neither is that one, actually. Both of them, one's at 24, one's at 21. They're going to be a handoff. McElroy turning up, but going to make a man miss, and he's just going to have enough for the first down. Just got over the yard marker.
When in doubt, give it to D-Mac. Put that in the Bible.
Hey, I think you need a little work on your rhyming right there.
I don't have to rhyme.
True. Rhyming always helps, though,
I mean, listen, if I'm a poet, I think I know it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That was a good one right there. I'll give you credit on that one. You got 2 receivers right there to the left side. You got one to the left. Brady Shannon once again going to the shotgun with the ball around the 28-yard line. Once again, of course, McElroy's been in the backfield throughout this whole game. They've always given it to him, and once again, it's going to be a handoff by him. Going to pick up at least a couple more yards that time, about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2nd and 6.
The option, and Brady became a lead blocker. Cannon's to D-Mac, went up the middle, and DeMarcus said, hey, let me get my big quarterback try and get a few extra yards here.
Hey, remember, you have quarterbacks are definitely bigger than lead blockers. You saw, I think, a few years ago when Marcus Mariota made one during a playoff game against Kansas City, in the NFL. We've seen some quarterbacks in high school football do that too. The lead blockers as a QB is the most important.
Specifically Bishop Hartley. They were very good at that.
Yes, they were indeed. That's going to be a keeper off the option that time. Shannon, he's going to pick up a couple yards. Maybe
he took a big
two
hit
that time. Did take a big hit, was thrown down to the ground, and it's going to be about a 3rd down and I think about 6 coming up here.
Yep, and 3rd down conversions, similar to the 4th down conversions. 52% clip, though. Better on 3rd down than they are 4th. Nonetheless, that's like comparing 2 golden ingots and seeing how big they are because of how, But I'm interested to see because this is not a situation where they can necessarily hand the ball off to get the 1st down. If they're playing 4-down territory, which they are, I could see a handoff here. But I'm going to say you're going to see some sort of pass. You got one-on-one on the top of your screen.
And I think we might, and no, it's going to be a handoff actually right there to McElroy. He's going to get tripped up, and did he get enough for the 1st down? It's just going to be, I think, a yard short is where they will mark it. They gave it to him. They just gave it to him at the last second.
Yeah, and Coach is saying, this offensive coordinator, just about a room to our right, saying, what do you know?
I wonder if he's even hearing our broadcast. Well, I know he has the headset on.
Oh, he's zoned in. He's zoned in over there.
I think both coaches are definitely locked in for both of these teams right now. And just, the pressure of being the coach and just the way you have to train these players, especially at the weight room. We talk about that during the offseason. That's what both these teams have had, strong guys, the speed and agility, strength coaches.
Yeah, and this is a long drive right now for Ursuline.
It's definitely a long drive. Handoff, McElroy that time. That time, though, he's not going to get anything. Back to about the line of scrimmage. Maybe they might get him a gain of 1 possibly. And no, it's going to be probably a 2nd down 10 coming up here.
Yeah, about a 2nd down at 10. And the clock's still ticking. I mean, we're so prone to seeing Ursuline score with these big touchdowns early or just one play, quickly off the rip. But they're driving downfield at a consistent pace right now, which is kind of scarier if you're the defensive coordinator for their Warren Harding Indians.
For the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And tell you what, right now, Brady Shan, it's, again, with this red zone percentage, you do not want him in that red zone. Going to pass it. That's going to be caught that time all the way to about the 4-yard line on the catch once again.
Will
Get
Burney.
back to Will Burney.
He's been massive.
And on the tackle on the play, I think that time was Tyson Wallace, right there, was on the tackle. And it's going to be a 1st and goal now, in fact, for the Irish. It's going to be a QB keeper for Brady Shannon trying to get in, but he's going to be tackled immediately. Big-time tackle. And he was tackled by the big man right there, and Josiah Todd.
Yeah, and if you're a defensive player for Ward, that's how you tackle Brady. You go low. You don't go high on him.
The senior Todd, 5'10". Or excuse me, 6 foot, 195. McElroy up the middle. Are they going to give it in? Yes, they will give it in. Touchdown, Irish. DeMarcus McElroy's 3rd touchdown of the night.
Wow.
And once again, DeMarcus McElroy, you cannot stop him in the red zone.
No, it's like I say at every drive. He's a touchdown machine. That's just what he is.
DeMarcus McElroy right now looking a lot like those reminiscents of Keith Teague and Alan Jones from the early Ursuline days from the 2008 to 2010 era. Both those, of course, Alan Jones won the lead in all-time rushing running backs at Ursuline. Keith Teague, of course, was committed to Cincinnati at one point. I mean, I think watching the film and knowing about those guys, and that's what it produces right there, especially when your dad is also a former running back like McElroy says.
Oh, and there's going to be a full, I don't want to say encroachment, but.
Yeah, let's see. In fact, what they do say over here is the flag just came out before the kick.
Yeah, it's going to be on Warren Harding. It's going to be encroachment going over head ref going over to talk to Coach Reed.
And let's see if he does accept the penalty. And yeah, they are going to, and we knew this going in. If they accept that, they're going to go for 2, and I think they're going to do that here.
Yep.
And, when they go for 2, in fact, Trey, they always go that muddle huddle offense, and we see that all the time during practice. They'll go muddle huddle. They'll send few guys in the middle, a couple guys to the right and to the left, and you just immediately, fake the snap basically and just turn up and turn in. We've seen that a few times this year, I think, against Hickory.
You want to talk about muddle huddle? I think Hickory players, or at least defensive players, still see that in their nightmares.
You think when they go to sleep, they see that?
Yeah, they see that muddle huddle like, oh my gosh, here it comes again.
They have to wake up.
That legendary muddle huddle.
And no, they're not going to. They're actually going to go regular offense this time, and he's going to be stopped. And big time stop right there. Nowhere to go. A swarm of Warren Harding defenders came in on the stop. And because of that, it's now in fact going to be 20-14, only a 6-point lead. Good for Warren Harding because, once again, they're only an extra point away from taking the lead.
And it's not the wrong call, by the way. That's the right call. Maybe different play call in terms of what you do want there, but you absolutely go for it after that penalty.
Indeed. So with about just 7 minutes to go, 20-14 right now, the Irish lead. We'll be right back, everyone, here on YSN Live, the home of Ursuline Irish.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. 57 yards of time for a big-time touchdown for the Irish. They, of course, take the lead over here, 20-14. Ian O'Brien, Trey Cifarello with you on the call. Look at a few scores in the area. Austintown Fitch right now, still first quarter against Cardinal Mooney, at least maybe in the second now, but that's 14-0. Brookfield leading Campbell Memorial 14-0. Canfield is dominating against Cheney. Of course, Cheney, remember, is out without Jason Hewlett, who's out for the season. 21-0 there. A big-time matchup. Crestview has tons of injuries on their end, but a young Liberty team as well, 14-6. Boardman beating East 28-0. And, of course, LeBray beating Champion 14-7. A few score updates for you right now in the area, Trey.
Yeah, bunch of good games all on YSN.
Bunch of good games indeed. And that kick right there is going to be a squib kick that time. Going to be taken around the 28-yard line. And immediately nowhere to go. Taken down on the play. Jack Erickson with a big-time stop. And on the run for Steven N, I think that was, in fact, Kanye Red that time.
Very good play.
Very good play indeed right there. Kanye Red was trying to get out of it, could not though. Jack Erickson, once again, see him with tape all the time on his leg, but tell you what, leg's looking pretty good. He's moving fast, and right there made a good special teams play.
Yeah, absolutely. Way to cut that down and not allow another return there, because that would have been deadly.
Would have been deadly indeed, as now Warren Harding comes back out over here with their quarterback in Chet. It's going to be a handoff that time. Big-time handoff. Going to go all the way and tackled once again by Harrison. Brought down around the 38-39-yard line. And that was just a big-time tackle right there by Erickson and a big-time run by Warren Harding. The Raiders right now looking to try and score, get a PAT, and take the lead.
Yeah, they need that PA too, and that's a really big PAT after Ursuline doesn't get the 2-point conversion.
Once again, Chad in the shotgun, two receivers right there to the left. Going to be a handoff once again. They still get some big yardage that time. And brought down a big-time run once again. That was, in fact, Delmar McMillan right there.
Yes, indeed it was.
Delmar McMillan, the senior 5'10", 170 running back, gets a little bit of playing time over here.
Yeah, I mean, now they're starting to pound that run up the middle. And with not being down a couple scores, they can afford that.
Starting to afford that indeed. It looks to be, in fact, a first down 10 coming up over here. They did have a 1st and 46, but they got it correct. I don't think we've ever seen a 1st and 46 before. But.
I'm going to say that I have not seen that, Ian.
Well, right now you got two receivers left side. They're going to actually send a man in motion. Fake handoff that time. They are going to give it once again to McMillan. He's going to go all the way to about the 48-yard line that time. So McMillan getting a little bit more of the running back situation in, and so far doing a pretty good job.
Good job by the DN there, though, to not allow that to go bigger, because one of the other things that we talked about pregame was establishing an edge on the outside from people like Casey Lugers to make sure that they don't bounce one out and just take one to the house.
And of course, once again, you have Delmar McMillan and, of course, Marjorie Williams in that backfield for the Warren Harding Raiders. Right now, of course, you got two receivers right there left. They're going to go in motion. Yes, they are. Going to be a big-time run, breaking to the 50. and going to be brought down around the 48-yard line. A lot of Irishmen once again on the tackle that time. And McMillan tried to get up to the corner but was immediately tackled, and I think that was by a few other players right there. One of those guys being number 20, Landon Charles, I think it was. And then you also had, of course, number 50 right there, Casey Lugers, come in at the end.
Yep, establishing the edge, making sure that your presence is felt if you try to run the ball out there.
I tell you what, the presence has been felt right now for both of these defenses, just trying to get the stop, trying to just, they don't want anyone else scoring. They just wanted to keep it where it is and have that offense go out of the last part. Right now, of course, just under 5 minutes ago, about to be under 5 minutes ago, it's going to be another handoff that time. The Irish defense just swarmed on McMillan that time.
Major hit by Lugers again.
And Lugers that time stopped McMillan. Casey Lugers came in on it. You also had Tyreek Dunlow come in on it a little bit. You also had Big Mike come in a bit.
Wait, sorry. Actually, I think that was Lorenzo Rohrbach who actually blew that up.
Lorenzo Rohrbach, of course. His brother, of course, played Ursuline. He's trying to follow in the footsteps, become a really good linebacker.
Yeah, Lorenzo absolutely destroyed that offensive lineman and got to the running back. Just a little, looked like upper swim move. Grabbed him as he was trying to get the hole and just slammed him to the ground.
Yes, indeed. And now it's a fact going to be
another
again.
punt.
Yep, another punt coming over here for Warren Harding. They've punted at least twice already. It's going to be their third time punting. They brought pressure. That one was nearly blocked. It's going to be a high punt, but no distance at all. Maybe could have been blocked a bit.
I think there was some fingers on that football. I think that there was a couple people who might have tipped that.
And it's going to be down around the 41-yard line. So now here comes the Irish over here. You are under 5 minutes left to go. And the running game, again, has been, working for you so far. You've been gaining at least 5 yards of carry.
Yeah, and if you're, if you're watching this game from the stands or at home, strap in, because if the Ursuline Irish start to score here, or if they do score on this drive, you're going to see a Harding offense after that take a couple deep shots, I would imagine.
And tell you what, haven't really seen much deep shots lately. We almost had one, but it was a drop pass. This time, McElroy once again just barrel rolling, picking up yards. Going to pick up at least about 3 or 4 that time, and it's going to be about a second down of possibly 7 or 6 by the looks of it.
Yeah, and I know that they want to score here, obviously, and they want to take some time off the clock. But I would throw here. I really would. I feel like they're starting to key in on D-Mac, so I feel like a play action here would do wonders for one of these receivers, whether that's whether that's Mark Manning or Dean Boyd.
And just like you said, Trey, they are in fact going to pass it. Pump fake. Going. It's dropped. Almost an amazing catch that time by Ja'Kylan Irving, but it was dropped at the very end. Great defensive matchup right there between him, and we're trying to figure out a number for Warren Harding. What number does that look like to you, Trey?
I'm going to say maybe number 2. We got number 2?
No, number 2 right there. Might have been, in fact, I think, could have been Saw Dukes, actually. They might be playing him at defensive back on that side now.
Yeah. And that's a second, I'm not going to call it. That's the second ball that's hit Ja'Kylan's hands that he hasn't come down with.
Shannon going off to the right side that time. They're going to go, back for the screen.
He's got a lot of space.
First down to the 50, to the 45. Jukes a man as a McElroy. There he goes. Once again, juking a bunch of guys before he's tackled on the play.
Yeah, and that's just something they run at least one time every game in their playbook. Brady will fake, so casual, roll into his right, acting like he doesn't see that defender come off the blind side, and just casually dump one over, almost like a modified screen pass there. They love to run that play after handing the ball off for a couple times.
And they practice that all the time. They always practice that at practice, Trey. Don Foster, of course, on the tackle. Now they're going to go play action once again.
RPO to Manning.
And Mark
And
Manning.
he's going to be in the end zone.
And the Irish, once again, now have 26 points after 2 punts from Warren Harding.
Yep, and that's what I was talking about. A couple deceptions. Oh, we're going here. Nope, now we're going to go here. Trying to confuse that defensive front for the Warren Harding Raiders, and exactly what I said that they were going to do, they did. They ran the RPO. They got their quick guy in the slot, Mark Manning, up the middle, and he went all the way to the end zone.
And, I thought they would be going for 2-0 and Dan Reardon whenever you have a field conversion at the first time, but no, they're going to give Reagan Smith a chance over here with the PAT.
I think that's smart. I think
he's already by 13. See what happens over here. Erickson, of course, the holder. Kick is up. They bring a little pressure.
It's through.
And it is through the uprights. So with just about over 3 minutes left to go over here in the second quarter before halftime, the Irish now lead it by 2 scores, 27-14 against the Warren Harding Raiders at Mollenkopf Stadium here on YSN Live, the home of your Ursuline Irish, everyone. We will be right back.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
And welcome back to everyone here to YSN Live. We are just over the 3-minute mark right now in the second quarter before halftime. Ian O'Brien, Trey Civarella on the call. What a game that we've seen so far, Trey.
Yeah, very good game. A game where defensively Ursuline has taken a step. It's not a massive step, but it's a step in the right direction. You know, they forced a couple punts, gotten the ball to their offense a couple more times, and it's paid dividends so far.
That's definitely paid a lot of dividends. The defensive-wise have been good, too. That's going to be a squib kick to about the 26-yard line. And immediately, there's a fumble on the play after the tackle. I think the Irish have it.
Yeah, I believe so, too.
They're all pointing. They're looking where that pile was at. And no, Warren Harding just got the ball back.
That was number 41, I believe, Ethan Powlowitz, who blew that play up.
Ethan Powlowitz, of course, one of the leaders on this team. Been with this program for a while now. Of course, a senior.
Yeah, they call him Bus at UHS.
And I tell you what, right there, making a big time defensive guy and a big time special teams player right there. As right now, this Irish defense that has stopped Warren Harding on their last 3 possessions is going to be coming up over here. And if you're Warren Harding right now, do you possibly, you got to get Dom Foster involved a little bit. And, we saw that early on, but since then he's been a little quiet on the offensive side.
Early on he had a return, he had a couple big plays, and now we haven't seen much from him. But now we got gun empty.
We're not going to see much from him. It's going to be a QB keeper by Chet that time. He's going to go outside and try and break free, short of the first down. Pushed out of bounds that time. He was, I think, by number 17, Xavier Don.
Yeah, real quick, you want to talk about a temperature difference? It's hot in this booth right now.
Yeah.
I stick my hand outside the window here, drops about 10 degrees. Gotta love high school football.
Hey, we haven't had football weather, it seems like, anyways. I mean,
no, we've had July weather.
Yeah, Jordan kind of seemed like a little football weather, but now it's been like we're on summer vacation almost.
Yeah, we're still in the high 80s right now. Today, at least, it was.
Yes, indeed. Dropping back his Chet, and this is what he's really good at too. There he goes, scrambling, trying to make a man miss. And he's going to get the first down. He's going to get the first down, but a good tackle that time.
Keyword try to make miss. Number 7, CJ Frasco, was not fooled by the juke move there.
CJ Frasco, of course, also another talented young player on this Ursuline team, is really good at baseball as well. Of course, you're on the baseball team. You've definitely seen him play.
Yeah, him and Brady, both my teammates.
And dude, that's going to be a false start right there. They messed up the motion a little bit, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty because of that on Warren Harding.
Yeah, Brady, like I said, Brady Shannon, CJ Frasco, both my teammates here in the spring, and both great guys to play with, great people.
We're going to try and find the penalty on Warren Harding real quick. See what player that was. I think that might have been, in fact, on one of the receiving ends. Could have been, I think, on Anthony Dukes possibly, or even Dom Foster again. Or might have actually, been actually on Johnny Taylor at that time, actually, number 81. So we're now about 1:40 left to go over here in the second. 1st and 15 coming up. Trips here left. A receiver to the right. Back the pass. Once again, has to get the pressure. And it blew up. He has to throw it away. And yes, he will throw it away. And good idea by Chet that time. Because some quarterbacks, will just freak out and just throw it up. And we've seen that.
We saw Brady do it.
Indeed. He threw it away right there. And that's just, once again, that's just a big-time junior that you have on your team that's also your quarterback, knows what it's like. And he's just says, oh, I'm being pressured. Look, I just got to throw it out of bounds where receivers in the area.
Yeah, you just got to get it out and make the smart play for your football team. Don't give up the ball.
Big time smart play, because if that ball was just a little more inside, that could have been dangerous for a pick. So right now it's going to be a second down coming up, 2nd and 15. Trips once again, left side. Chet going to take it off, and he's going to turn up the Chet, speaking of which. Brought down around the 47-yard line right there with Big Mike on the tackle. Mike Branch, that is.
Yeah, Mike Branch.
Mike Branch on the tackle. I think we're going to have our first time out over here. And I think it's going to be by the Warren Harding Raiders as it is, so we'll take a timeout with them. Why not? Just almost under the 1 minute mark, about 1:19 left to go over here in the second quarter. The Ursuline Irish lead by 2 possessions, 27-14, against the Warren Harding Raiders here on Wise and Live. Everyone, we'll be right back.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Just under the 1:20 mark right now. Brian Tracy Farrell with you on the call. Close to halftime, second quarter. Of course, remember, we are going to have our little halftime updates over here during when you see the marching band out. That's going to be a first down possibly. And yes, they are going to give him the first down. Good pass right there by Chet. And Warren Harding now is moving the ball.
Yeah, moving the ball very effectively and very quickly now. They got to go. They got to hurry up, though.
They are going to go. They are spending a little too much time. They got to get the receiver set. They got to get new ones in motion. They're all going to go trips left side is because of this, and they're going to have one single man to the right or to the left. Chet going to throw. Oh, and that was in the facility, but just a little too low that time. A little low on the throw was, in fact, Chet. A lot of pressure on that end. And that was, in fact, going to go right to Johnny Taylor once again. So Johnny Taylor right there was the intended receiver. That's twice, I think, that he's missed a couple balls in this facility now.
Yeah, a couple key drops here.
A couple key drops in a way. We've got about, I think, 54 seconds left to go here in the second. 27-14, Irish lead, if you're just joining us. Dropping back off the shotgun. It's Chet. Chet going to take off with those Jets, and he's going to step out of bounds to about the 33-yard line right there, and that's going to bring up a third down. 3rd and 5 coming up now over here. Once again, the clock stops because he went out of bounds.
Yep, clock stops, out of bounds, and timeouts.
Yes, indeed. Right now, Harding just trying to get their momentum going, just trying to look in the score a little bit. We'll have to see what happens over here. And this Ursuline defense, if you talk about them right now, I mean, remember, you said about the struggles. So far, they've been pretty stepping up their game.
Yeah, they've been able to hold up pretty well so far.
They have been, in fact, stepping up their game big time. So about 47 seconds left to go right now. Once again, you're going to go trips over here to the left side. You're going to go a single man to the right. Chet, once again, with a throw. That's going to be caught, but it's, in fact, going to be still on his feet. There he goes to the 20, to the 15, brought down around the 12-yard line. And that was, I think, once again, right to Johnny Taylor, possibly. He was brought down then by Ja'Kylan Irving. There's, in fact, going to be another timeout. So we'll take a little quick timeout with them over here. With about 23 seconds left to go, it's 27-14, the Irish lead here on YSN Live, the home of the Irish.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you.
And welcome back, everyone, here to Wise and Live. Brian Trey Civarello with you on the call. Trips right there to the left side. You got a receiver, to the right side, a receiver to the left side. Jet with a throw. It's in the incomplete. And that was a fact, once again, guys, to Foster right in the end zone did not go his way. That's a fact going to be now because of that a 2nd and 10 coming up over here. And tell you about Warren Harding. They've been moving it, but this Ursuline defense, they've been really stepping up their game, especially since what we've seen with them this season right now. It's going to bring up a 2nd down coming up over here. They are going to bring some more in. And tell you what, this Irish defense right now, remember, the corners have been working in the favor. 3 receivers, once again, same thing that they're going to do. You might see a little bit of slant action going. Yeah, so that's what we will see. Jet's going to turn up the Jets, and he's going to be brought down around the 3-yard line, possibly. And he was brought down that time once again by Lorenzo Horbas. We will, in fact, there's another timeout going to be called over here. So we're going to keep it here real quick and go over a few other scores in the area, but also we could go over a little history lesson. So we'll talk about, the scores and stuff like that, I would imagine, a little bit during halftime. How about some history lessons over here? So, of course, we remember when these two teams met in 1985. Tim Wade had the most rushing yards against the Ursuline Irish, and that was, in fact, it was about most rushing attempts, 51. A little bit of history right there. Lawrence Coleman, 1980, in fact, for Warren Harding. A lot of history lessons over here, Trey.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of history lessons. 2 very historical programs.
Indeed, with some big factual facts on here. Of course, remember Warren Harding, way back when they first started, used to be the Panthers, for those who don't know. Then they were the Raiders, combined with Western Reserve. It was Warren Western Reserve. Of course, you got one of the legendary coaches of the Valley, Phil Anarilla, who won a lot of championships with that team. He a very talented coach who then went to Austin Finch. Of course, sadly passed away a couple of years ago.
Yep.
But, the program that you've seen on Warren Harding, it's always been about NFL players, always been about champions that they have.
Yeah. It's a lot of champions and a lot of guys who do a lot of work on offense, if you notice that.
It definitely is a lot of guys, on offense. Usually, of course, with Lynn Bowden when he was on the team, but he also, a few other players here, too. Jet turning up the Jets a little bit. He's going to be on the play. I think they're going to say he was down. Yes, he was down.
They're going to say he was down, but I don't know.
Jet was just down at the last second is what they will, in fact, say. And I think on the tackle right there might have been, they were saying Dean Boyd, I think, number 1. Possibly. It's going to be a 1st and goal, though, over here for the Raiders. So, Raiders, 1st and goal for Warren Harding. You're going to have a little bit, once again, trips to the right, receiver to the left. They try and hurry up, but it's... So they want to actually... They call a timeout just in time. And it looks like Coach Arnold isn't happy about what aspired right there. Wanted to try and get a call in as soon as possible. But because of that now, he has to waste a timeout over here on the 13th play of the drive.
Yeah. 13th play of the drive, and what is there, 9 seconds? 9 seconds.
9 seconds, and the fans are on both sides right now. On here again, it's going to be a keeper. He's in. Touchdown, Warren Harding. And when the Raiders score a touchdown, you always hear the fight song. You always hear the fireworks. And a big-time touchdown right there for Warren Harding. 1 yard out, QB sneaker.
Very well-designed play there.
And it was right to the left edge is where they scored, where Ursuline's weakness was. And tell you what, they fed off that.
Yeah, absolutely. They knew where they had to go with the football and went there with 9 seconds left. They got a score, big score early. Even a bigger PAT if this can get hit.
A bigger PAT indeed to cut the lead down to 6. Kick is up, but we do have a penalty flag. And they will false start on the play by Warren Harding. And because of that, that's going to turn basically a 20-yard PAT into basically a 25-yard field goal. Yeah. Of, Of course, the kicker, remember, for them is Jake Doherty. Jake Doherty, of course, is in fact one of the best kickers, for this Warren Harding team that they've definitely had in a long time. Of course, Warren Harding also does have a decent soccer program too. That's where they got from. And I tell you what, we talk about star kickers in the area. Of course, when I was there, we had Cole McFadden, all that. Warren Harding's had some pretty good kickers though in the past, and this is one of them on this team right now.
Yeah, I mean, very big leg by the young man.
Very big leg indeed by the young man. The kick's up, and that is through the uprights. That could have been good from 30 yards right there.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt, indeed, could have been good from 30 yards. So with about 50, we got about 5 seconds left, 6 seconds left by looks of it right now. Of course, Warren Harding now only down by 6 over here. They're probably gonna. What do you think? They might squib it a bit over here. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think that they just need to, make a kick to where the point they can get their coverage downfield, but nothing too dangerous. So I would imagine a squib. I mean, they could kick it downfield, but if they do kick it downfield, they're running the risk that DeMarcus just takes one to the house.
I mean, remember, you do have talented guys, DeMarcus McElroy back there. You also have Ja'Kylan Irvin back there, too, as a returner. So that could be very dangerous, if it's Kick Doherty kicking, if it's, or if it could be also, guys like, in fact, Trevor Allen possibly kicking as well. One of those two, we're going to see who's going to be kicking off here. But, with those two in the back returning, you definitely want to get away from them, especially what we've seen this year at DeMarcus, where he had a TD return in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, if you do kick it deep, you run the risk of DeMarcus returning one. It's actually, it's kind of weird. DeMarcus is all the way over toward the left side, the close side of the field to us, but there's nobody. Oh, now going back. Looks like Ja'Kylan on the right end.
Ja'Kylan a little more moved up than he usually is right there. I think they could be expecting maybe either a squib or a fake pooch. We'll have to see what they do.
They are going to kick it deep.
And they will kick it deep, kind of a line drive kick, but it will go deep to about the 2-yard line. Definitely have to pick it up right there.
That's John Edmonds.
Indeed, Edmonds going to take it to the 25. Big guy indeed. Look at the big man roll. Roll, big man, roll that time down around the 35-yard line. And I think that's going to make the clock hit 0. Yes, it is. So, at the half, now, the Ursuline Irish are up by 6, 27-21 against the Warren Harding Raiders. And we will be right back, guys, in I want to say about maybe 10 minutes as we go over the first half a little bit, get some first half stats, and we will, in fact, go over a lot of your high school football scores around the area, everyone. We'll be right back over here for the second half and halftime on YSN Live, the home of the Ursuline Irish.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-res futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
We are there in your community. Small business owners, mechanics, police officers, homemakers. And we are there serving our nation in the Air Force Reserve. When medical emergencies arise, in cybersecurity, when natural disasters happen, we are there in space. We are Reserve Citizen Airmen, and we are there with over 180 different jobs to serve your country. Air Force Reserve.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience, WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSwealth.com. Good luck, athletes.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
Coca's Pizza, proud to announce our pizza buffet's back every Wednesday at our Boardman and Campfield locations. Adults only $7.99 and kids only $4.99, and $2 beer starting at 8 o'clock. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
It's a new year at Acura of Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi with huge savings on over 350 fully inspected vehicles. We have cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, and work vehicles. If we don't have it, our team will find it. We aim for 100% credit approval with payments as low as $99 per month. And as always, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. For a great vehicle and a great experience, come see why everyone is stopping by at Acura Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Still at halftime. Just about 7 minutes left to go right now. If we take a look at some stats, got some pretty good stats for you right now. Of course, quarterback right now. Of course, we have Daly's Chet over here for Warren Harding, 940 right now, 5'11", 116 yards. You also, in fact, have Foster, 3 receptions for 94 yards. Of course, Dom Foster, the commit to Syracuse. Of course, had his first opening play was actually a big-time touchdown, which was around 60 yards, so that went really far. DeMarcus McElroy right now, 16 for 55 yards. Brady Shan, of course, if you talk about the plays, 13 of 20, 219 yards, about 219 so far. He's been having some pretty good performance here as well. Dean Boyd, 4 receptions for about, looks to be 35 yards. And then you also have McElroy right there, 3 for about 73 yards here as well.
Sorry, I had to grab my Gatorade, man. I had to hydrate. It's like 90 in the booth. I mean, I'm sweating like crazy. I mean,
I think we all are kind of sweating up here, but how about those stats by both these teams and both these star players real quick? You got Foster, McElroy, Brady Shan. A lot of these guys over a big number of yards already.
Yeah, shout out to our guys here at in the booth with us here doing the stats and calling their own version of the game. Shout out to them for giving us the stats. They didn't have to do that. Big shout out to them. But the big thing here, and I don't want to harp on it too much because I got to preach positives and negatives. But with that being said, picks. There was a very costly pick by Brady in the red zone. Didn't lead to anything, but nonetheless, you can't have a pick in the red zone. He's got to take a book out of the page of the Raiders quarterback and just throw the ball away.
Oh, yeah.
Just throw the ball away when there's nothing there, and slow it down.
I thought you were talking about the Las Vegas Raiders for a second. No, if you're talking about this Raiders, it would be Daly's Chet.
No, I'm not.
I mean, if you're talking about both of them, why not?
Who do you think I am, Colin Cowherd, to go praise the Raiders after beating a bad Baltimore team, a banged-up Baltimore team? What do you think this is, Ian?
Well, hey, it definitely is in the NFL right now. But if you're taking a look at a lot of scores going on around the Valley, we got some big-time scores over here for our good friends at WFMJ and their Great Clips Overtime Report. Of course, got to give a shout out to Corey McCrae. And, of course, you also, in fact, have my boy Josh that's working there as well, Josh Finch. But take a look at some scores real quick. Second quarter, Austintown Finch 21, Cardinal Mooney nothing. You got Brookfield 41-0 against Campbell Memorial. Halftime, you got Cheney 35-0 against Canfield 35-0 against Cheney.
Wow.
Crestview at the half, being Liberty with a banged-up Crestview team, mind you, 35-13. Boardman 41-0 against East. We got a lot of 35-41-0 shootouts going on, or we could say a little shootout for one side of the offense going on right now.
Yeah.
Kind of a blowout way of saying it, nicer way of saying it. Beaver Local and Edison, that game's tied at 14. A few other games going on. LeBray in the second being champion 21-14. Lakeview Girard tied at 7. Springfield winning 21-0 over Mineral Ridge. Madonna being Matthews, that's a fact, 8-0. Garfield being Newton Falls, 41-0. Salem and Alliance, that's kind of a little local rivalry right there between those two, kind of around the same area when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see how Blaze X-Line is playing for that Salem team.
And it's 14-0 right now, so I tell you what, he's been having himself, I think, a pretty good first half. Might we see maybe on the highlights tonight? Of course, McDonald being Sebring right now, 21-12. You got, and here's a surprised one, and this one actually catches me off guard. South Range being Poland 27-7. I thought that game would be a lot closer.
Yeah, that was one that if anybody watched the Power Hour today on YSN, that was a game that drew some interest from some people. Got the boys down there in the studio and on the stream kind of riled up in talks of who's going to win, and me watching at home, I picking by myself. I picked South Range. I thought it was going to be a blowout. I just don't think Poland has the ammo right now to keep up with that South Range team. And another score I want to touch on real quickly is I want to touch on that Mooney game. 21-0 that doesn't kill you. You know what I mean? And we saw Mooney lose way more games by a lot more points in the past to better teams. So that's almost a testament to and you know how hard it is, me being an Ursuline guy, to give positives and give pluses to Mooney, but that's a step in the right direction.
A step in the right direction indeed for what that school's been, going through here in the last couple of weeks right now, and you just need, again, the confidence with your players, Sire Rogers still on that team, you can feed him the ball, a powerful running back like he is. You just feed him the ball and, things will happen. I think Mooney will definitely step it up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, the next couple of weeks. We'll have to see what happens because, of course, Week 10 is going to be at Mineral Ridge against, Ursuline. And surprised that you have a Mineral Ridge this year, too.
So a real quick story that I do want to tell is, for any of those at home who think the rivalry between Mooney and Ursuline is quote-unquote dead, I can assure you it's not dead. there was a group of students. I'm actually going to say their student section, the ones that are here at this game right now, went to Mooney's last game, obviously at Ridge. They played it on a Saturday because Ridge played on a Friday, so obviously they shade that field now. Ursuline student section went to Mooney's game because Mooney played a team from West Virginia. The West Virginia team couldn't obviously bus as many fans as they would like to and bus as many student section people as they would like to. So Ursuline decided to bring their own student section. They dressed up in full Ursuline gear and taped L's for Lindsley, the team that Mooney was playing, to their chest and onto their hats, and started chanting for Lindsley. And that got some people talking. And for any of you who think the rivalry is dead, I can assure you with stories like that and the way that it feels talking about Mooney in the school, it's not dead. It's very much alive. And I think we're going to see some fireworks at this year's game.
Well, speaking of Lindsay football, they were in fact 3-0, one of those wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were 35-21, a big victory for them.
WV.
Yeah, for West Virginia, a team that you'd never really, we've had a few teams come in from, out of state at one point that came here to the Valley. Of course, 2017 was it from New York? Say Rochester from New York came in at Girard this Saturday because YSU was playing, and they played Ursuline that game. They did come away with the victory, but that was still a pretty good game.
Yep.
Of course, 2013, Ursuline went up to Rochester to New York to play them. That was during my freshman year. That was, I didn't make the trip, of course. You only had stars that made the trip, but that was still, again, a really, really good game that you saw right there heading to New York. Again, it's good to kind of get the experience. And I said this before, and you can listen to head coach of, in fact, of YSU, Doug Phillips, when he said it. But basically, he kind of said that this experience, and I'm going to give a quote for him. He basically said, when you're playing against a stronger opponent, like when YSU was playing against Michigan State last week, gets your team, a little confidence somewhat, and it gives them, a little experience of what the NFL is kind of like.
Yeah,
this is kind of like what it is with high school football a bit. It's kind of like you're playing those different programs from all around different states where they might be a little bigger, and you get more. I think you get more experience.
Yeah, that's the big thing that you said there. Experience. Any defensive coordinator athletic director. Keep saying defensive coordinator. Any athletic director that's a good athletic director is going to schedule a schedule where your team's going to run through everybody the first couple weeks. You want to challenge your guys and give them a perspective of how the season's going to go and how tough your opponents are going to be. Because if you schedule easy teams that are out of your division, way below you, it's not going to teach you anything, and it's not going to show the test of your team. So, and Coach DeSantis, who doubles as the OC and the AD, and actually the assistant principal right now at Ursuline, doing a lot of jobs, he does a great job of doing that for all sports, testing our athletes early on in the season. That way, come playoff time, we don't get nervous, and, we prosper.
I tell you what, doing a lot of jobs is definitely, I would think, understatement kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of jobs, but tell you what, right now he's only focused on one job, and that one job right now is just finishing this game out because as you see so far, Irish, again, defensive-wise, besides that last drive, they've been, I think, better than what we've seen, but at the same time, Warren Harding, they're just going to be using, again, you're going to have Foster, you're going to have Dom Foster, you're going to have Chet, Daly's Chet, you're going to have him. You got to just watch out for those two. Those two are dynamic duo.
A lot of big names in this game, from Dom Foster to DeMarcus McElroy to Brady Shannon. On both sides, there's a lot of stars in this area now. That's something that I talked about last week with Ty, is, very quickly has this area, Northeast Ohio, become a hotspot for Division I talent in football and in baseball. It hasn't been like that in the past. I don't know how it was when you were in high school, but I certainly can testify to the fact how big of a jump there has been in talent in this area within the past 5-6 years.
My freshman year, we definitely did have some big jumps. You had a lot of bigger players, a lot of taller players that made it definitely too. Chris Durkin being one of them, committed to Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Then, of course, played for, YSU in his last year, moved to tight end. But, yeah, besides that, it seems like after my freshman year, kind of, a lot of the talent in the local area fell off. But now you kind of see it rising again.
Resurgence.
Almost resurgence, yeah, kind of like what you saw from the 2010s, the 08s, when Reardon's first sting happened over here, from like 05 to 2010, mid-2000s, you kind of saw that. Mm-hmm. And right now, again, you're kind of seeing that, DeMarcus, McElroy, he's not, he's not the biggest guy, but he's so shifty and fast that he's definitely D1.
Yeah, and not even just these two teams. I could go on and on. Devin Sherwood from Austintown last week, he had a great game. Bo Brongard, the quarterback for Springfield right now,
committed to Youngstown State.
But yeah, there's just a hotbed for talent, and it's not like this area is breeding specific positions. I mean, you got tight ends from Chardon. Granted, that's not in the area as much, but you got tight ends from Chardon, running backs from Ursuline.
Alex McDonald,
Quarterbacks from Springfield. You have a lot of talent in a lot of different areas, and no surprise that we're seeing a resurgence in talent here.
Definitely, if you want to talk about a little bit of the area as well, I would definitely want to say, Hunter Hopperton, too, committed to Lafayette in the FCS, so that's really big. Definitely Lafayette's been close to making the FCS playoffs here a couple times, and tell you what, they could possibly do it this season. You just have a bunch of teams that are making it now in the area. Of course, and you saw it here with Foster, committed to Syracuse.
Yep.
We really haven't seen much of that committed to a big school since, the Keys Teague was here.
Yeah.
I mean, Lynn, of course, was committed, went to Kentucky, originally committed to Indiana, decommitted, then went to Kentucky. But besides that, hasn't around the whole valley, wasn't kind of like that.
Yeah, and it's very special to see, but it's like how it was presented to me at an earlier point. It's like we're in Northeast Ohio. All there is to do is to play basketball, football, and baseball, and play sports. That's what people in this area live for. That's what the Valley lives for. That's what Trumbull County lives for. That's what all these counties live for, is football, sports, and toughness. That's what this area breeds.
That's what this area is, in fact, going to be breathing as we are getting ready to start the second half. Kicking off once again over here for Warren Harding is going to be Jake Doherty, the sophomore. Back deep for the Irish, of course, this fact once going to be DeMarcus McElroy, I should say, as I like to call him right there. And in fact, also got Connor
just
Irvin.
D-Mac.
D-Mac in general, yeah. Everyone's been calling McElroy since my, freshman year. Well, since he was a freshman, so why not? It looks to be a straight-on kick kind of this time. Yes, it is. It's going to be a little bit of a line drive. Going to pick it up around the 15, 16-yard line. Going to be returned and immediately know where to go that time. A big-time hit and a great tackle right there. And that was Say Dukes once again. Saw Dukes was the one on the tackle. How about that?
Yeah, just went low, lit him up like a Christmas tree.
It did. I like that one right there, like a Christmas tree. I mean,
like that?
Yeah, we're a little far from Christmas, don't you think? I mean, wait, how many? We're in September.
We're never too far from Christmas.
We're 3 months from Christmas, so we'll get. If it was November, we were in the playoffs. That'd make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I just got an update. Shout out to Mike Dranghese. Poland just scored. It's 21-14 now. They scored. They had a couple of scores.
27-14 possibly,
or I got 21-14.
WFMJ at 27. So
discrepancies.
That's a decent run, by the way, right there. Decent run by DeMarcus McElroy. Going to pick up at least 4 yards on the play. Going to be about 2nd down, 6 coming up over here in the start of the third quarter. 2 receivers right there to the left side. You got 1 to the right. Shannon going in shotgun. And he was looking at Dean Boyd, but then second-guessed himself.
Here we go.
Good second guess as he's going to get a first down. The Irish are. And Joseph Ford being pushed out of bounds right there was Brady Shannon using his legs. Going to get to about the 35-yard line. And now the Irish, once again, have some momentum, both, QB scrambling-wise and, running back-wise.
Showing off the wheels.
Showing off the wheels indeed. Both of them been showing off the wheels tonight. Brady Shannon definitely giving you a little bit of Johnny football in Brady Shannon right now.
I just want to say I really appreciate being up in these booths because the scenery from some of these schools is just beautiful, man.
It is definitely beautiful. Once again, it's going to be a handoff to Marcus McElroy. He's going to go. It's going to be brought down on the play. See where they marked that one.
This is a heck of a view up here, Ian.
And then tell you what, McElroy, I think, gained a little extra on that play than what he should have had originally. It's going to be about 2nd down and 4 coming up after that 6-yard pickup. Ursuline once again back to the line over here with all their linemen, Frasco, Pat McCarthy, all those guys back there. It's going to be a play-action pass, and that's going to be off the hands that time, but there is a penalty flag as he was looking for Dean Boyd. So 21-14, once again, of course, that South Range pulling game. But how about that? That's a fact going to be also pass interference. And now Ursuline's doing the chance you can't do that. And holding up the arm that time, I think, was Foster.
Yeah, these Catholic kids aren't one to play with, Ian. We had a "You Can't Do That" chant by Warren student section earlier, and returning the favor there.
Return the favor, indeed.
Little gamesmanship from the student sections. Why not?
Little gamesmanship, indeed. Right now, it's going to be once again a first down, though, coming up over here. Same thing. We're 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Once again, it's going to be a handoff to the right side. Bernie, but he's going to be stopped immediately. Kind of hesitated a bit. Going to go right back to the line of, D-Mac on the, I meant right there, but going to go right back to the line of scrimmage that time. And Trayvon Allen, by looks of it, was the one on the tackle. That's going to be one of his first tackles of the day. And that's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 10 coming up over here for the Irish.
Sorry, just we're by the coordinator's office or box here. Just hear him screaming a little bit.
Shannon rolls out to his right side, and that's the pass going to be incomplete, and that's, once again, good defensive battle right there, and on the defensive end, I think, that time.
Was it number 3?
That was, in fact, number 6, Devin Boss, right there on the coverage. The Devin Boss scores junior 5'7", 155. Now they moved him on that side of the ball playing DB.
We got a little Sweet Caroline bumping through the speakers here at Warren. Okay, little Neil Diamond.
Little Neil Diamond. Nothing wrong with that, man. You know, you need a little bit. I don't know if you want in this situation. You might want to
do it down's a little weird for Neil Diamond, bump, but all right.
To do what we do at YSU, we play that rock music. Right now, it seems like you got 4 receivers. They're trips to the right along with a single one. And then you got one single one as well to the left side. Going to take off indeed. Brought down.
Flag, yep.
There's a flag on the play.
I believe this is going to be holding on number 58.
That's going to be Michael Branch.
Quick with that, yeah.
I am quick with that. Yeah.
I've gotten pretty good at getting the names down. It's just, a few of these offensive linemen, a lot of their numbers look the same, so I got to double check.
Yeah, especially when it turns to the night sky too. In the daytime seems like it's a little earlier.
Yeah, blame it on that. Blame it on the night sky.
Oh, Michael Branch was the one with the hold right there. It is, in fact, going to be going all the way back down to about a 3rd and 10 from originally where they were. Excuse me. And actually now it got a little confusion over here. They're moving the ball back, and it says 4th and 9 now. Move the ball back. It's going to be a 4th and 9. Apparently.
They pick it up?
I guess so. They picked it up a little bit. I guess they got the yard marker wrong a bit there, too. So it's going to be a 4th and 9 coming up.
We'll go with it. Why not?
3 receivers right there to the right side. You got 1 receiver to the left over here. 4th and 9. Shannon. Drop it back. There's also another penalty flag. That's going to be called.
Oh!
Going to the end zone. Touchdown.
Is that coming back?
There is a penalty flag. And Brady Shannon's his expression knows for a fact it's coming right back. And it's going to be, I think, another hold on the Irish. So the touchdown right there is not, in fact, going to count by, I think it was Mark Manning, or Dean Boyd, one of the two. I think it was Mark Manning, actually, was the one on the reception. So the touchdown will not count, and they'll have to go back even further. And now the punt team's coming up. And that was, if I remember, once again, a 4th down. And I tell you what, if that holding doesn't happen, that's a touchdown.
That's
on a 4th down, too.
That's a costly hold.
Costly hold, and it was a gutsy call, too, that would have paid off.
Yeah, it would have paid off for an insane amount, but that's a terrible job there. You got another situation. You can't hold there.
Now if Ursuline, this is their 2nd attempt at punting.
Here we go again.
Look, Warren Harding knew the pass was happening last time. I think they already know what they're going to do, kind of like what they were able to do. I think it's going to be a regular punt.
I do too.
And yeah, it's going to be a regular rugby punt. It's going to be a line drive. It is going to take a good bounce, however.
Yeah, I got to take an Ursuline bounce.
Ursuline bounce are going to keep letting it roll. I think it's going to go around the 27-yard line, where it is in fact going to be down, and that's where the Irish offense is in fact going to be taken over. And we'll take a short break here too, by the way. Just under close to 9:30 go, about 9:34 right now. 27-21. The Ursuline Irish lead the Warren Harding Raiders. Here on YSN Live, we'll take a quick commercial break.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying.
And I want to give a nice little shout out right there from sponsor WFMJ. Of course, does the Great Clips Overtime Report every night. It used to be called the Taco Bell Overtime Report, but they do that every night. You can catch that. And you can also right now catch the Audible Call, as that's going to be a nice little run right there for a few yards at time for Warren Harding by McMillan. He's been getting the ball a lot tonight. Wasn't listed as one of the original starters, but tell you what, he's been doing a pretty good job in the backfield.
Yeah, been done a very good job.
Of course, McMillan right now, remember McMillan, if you're looking at him, a senior, 5'10", 170, and again, elusive back. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Le'Veon Bell, for the Steelers and for, kind of the Michigan State Spartans. As there's going to be a QB keeper that time by Chet. He's going to get up to around the 35-yard line, and that's once again going to be just a little short of the first, maybe by a few yards. It's going to be about 3rd down and about 3 coming up over here.
Yeah, and if the Raiders do get into the end zone here, they take the lead if they get a PAT. I mean, this is a really big drive.
And tell you what, remember before the half, they got that big-time touchdown trophy down the field. Went a little hurry-up over here. I wouldn't surprise if they do that again, as now you got trips over here to technically our left side. You also got a receiver now to their right. Back to pass. Has to move. Going to try and scramble out. There's a penalty flag. Going to throw it away. And that is, in fact, going to be a hold right there on Warren Harding.
Yeah, going to get the big man. A couple holds last year in these last few possessions for each team. We really haven't seen a hold all game until these last couple possessions. I mean, except for that, there was one early. There was one early on the run. But other than that, I mean, we've seen a pretty clean football game.
Pretty clean indeed. I think that was Jaquiz Johnson on the hold. The senior possibly is who it was. Either him or could have been against another one in the junior, Caden Murphy, one of the two. As this Irish defense right now, looking to try and prevent another score. And again, we talked about the shootouts that Ursuline's been in, week 1, week 3, and, week 4 last week too. And, it got at one point kind of like so bad with the defense that, again, practice, they had to do up downs.
Yeah.
That because of just, because of the 47 points they gave them, because just they were, kind of performing stuff like that.
Well, they always do shuttles. So every turnover, little insight here, every turnover or fumble, basically, any turnover is a long shuttle. Any penalty is a short shuttle.
Brings up a 4th down. There's the punt. That is a really pretty decent punt and a fair catch. Caught around the 35-yard line right there by Will Burney. And the Irish, that's what they will, in fact, take over here with about 8:05 to go. Trey, I think you have a little YSU advertisement for us?
Yeah, I absolutely have a YSU advertisement. Are you looking for a valuable education close to home? With 5 colleges and over 120 degrees, state-of-the-art facilities, and one of the most affordable tuition costs in the state, Youngstown State University is ready to help you take charge of your future. Find out how to start your journey today in the heart of a city on the rise. Visit explore.ysu.edu to learn more about our campus, our programs, and available financial aid. Take your first step today. Youngstown State University, we are Y, and we are proud.
Always Y, and we are proud indeed. There's going to be a handoff right there to Marcus McElroy. He's going to be brought down for a little bit right there.
Yeah, D-Mac has what, 3 touchdowns tonight?
Three touchdowns, yeah. He has about 3 touchdowns. It's going to be a 2nd down 8.
That's an off night for him.
it's an off, 3 touchdowns is an off night. I mean, if you talk about yardage, yeah, it's an off night. But touchdown-wise, I mean, he's the leading team again with all the touchdowns.
It's crazy to say that because, I mean, his bad games are most running backs' good games.
Shan back to pass right there. Drop a little good defensive play that time, in fact, by Foster, who is on Dean Boyd. Once again, that is, in fact, FBS against FCS commit right there. Harvard against Syracuse.
Yeah, I mean, big-time matchup. I'm surprised, I'm surprised how much he shades Dean here with him being at the top here. He's going to follow him.
Kind of Dean Boyd has been beating him a little bit today, but, Foster's still a fast athlete. Not as tall as Dean, but is a little bit elusive. Just a little bit shorter, I would say, than Dean.
Yeah,
he can still get up there, though. Shannon back to throw that time. That's going to go. That's caught. There's Dean Boyd with the catch. Trying to move his feet. Brought down around the 32-yard line. Mark Manning, with a big-time catch right around the 32-yard line. And Mark Manning, once again, that's been one of their star receivers this season. Once again, they're going to go hurry up over here. The handoff to McElroy. Brought down about 2-yard pickup that time.
Yeah, Mark Manning. I mean, he's been a monster this year. I mean, he's got the speed and he's got the hands of a great wide receiver. I mean, he's got all the tools he needs to play college at the next level.
All the tools indeed. Just a junior, too. Still has another year after this. Play action.
Here we go.
Throws it.
Just close. He wanted Dean again, but Foster said no.
Indeed, Foster was right on him. That's a matchup, remember, that we have to watch out for a bit.
Yeah, and Harding's playing a style of football on defense that is to be noted. Foster is shadowing Dean this entire time. They're not having a corner play one side of the field only. They're having corners line up against specific guys. They want their matchups, and they're winning them for the most part, minus that Mark Manning pass.
Yeah, minus the Mark Manning pass indeed. Right now, that is, in fact, going to bring up about a 3rd and 7 coming up here. Right now, you have about 3 receivers right there to the right side. Shannon's going to roll out. Thought about running with it, but has to throw away. Almost picked off that time.
This is what we're talking about. He's got to be careful.
That was almost picked off right there, I think, by number 26. I think that might have been Bryson. Or excuse me, that was, in fact, Devontae McElroy, actually. The senior nearly on the pick. I don't think there's any relation there.
I'm gonna say no.
There might be.
Might be though.
We never asked him. But it is in fact going to be about a 4th down coming up over here. And once again, the Irish are going to go for it on 4th and 7 with just about 8:50 left here in the 3rd. Shannon with the pass. Up and in. That's caught.
That's Irving.
Kylan Irving all the way down to the 11-yard line. And a first down by the Ursuline Irish. Gutsy call once again by Dan Reardon.
Yeah, a couple of early drops for Kylan Irving. All made up for in that one catch right there. Huge play by the number 10.
We do have an injured player, however, down on the field. Is that Irving possibly down?
Nope, it's a Warren player.
Or a Warren player, excuse me. Yeah, we have a Warren player actually down. But both of the trainer staffs do come up and check on him just to make sure that he is all right. So we will, in fact, take a short break over here to make sure that he's all right now. About 8:45 left to go here in the 3rd. The Irish lead, 27-21. We'll be right back on YSN Live.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State, and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex, and I'm Y and proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience, WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSwealth.com. Good luck, athletes.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
I've been in sales for 13 years. A few of my friends were in the car business and did really well, so they said, hey man, I think you should come over here and sell cars. There's so many different people that cross your desk that have been through so many different things, and it's my job to make the whole experience very easy for you. It's really finding the wants and needs, and it's my job to get, your payment to where you need it to be, affordable for you. I'm Paul Kello. I'm here to go the extra mile for you.
And welcome back to everyone here to Wise and Live. Ian O'Brien, Trace Overall on the call. The injured player was, in fact, Saw Dukes, the sophomore from Warren Harding, who's been having himself a decent night and definitely looked like, worse than a cramp.
Yeah.
As there's the throw, that's going to be incomplete, right to try and get to Kylan Irving.
Yeah, Dukes can put any pressure on that left leg. Sad to see, but, thoughts and prayers go out to him. Hopefully he can get healthy, and maybe it's just something that they need to work on the sideline.
And hopefully it is something that we have to work on the sideline right there for the night that he has had with Warren Harding. Of course, one of their best DBs on the team, Of course, right next to, guys like Foster, too. Guys like, McCohen as well. And you just hate to see that happen, as it's going to be about 2nd and 10 coming up. McElroy that time. Marcus McElroy that time. Going to go get a few yards on that one. Going to be about a 3rd and possibly 7 coming up.
Yeah, 3rd down here.
About to be a 3rd and 6 actually now. So 3rd and 6. 2 receivers going on right there to the left side. You got 1 to the right. Brady looking at the sidelines over here. Possibly could be audibling something.
Yeah, he might be changing something at the line here.
Changing something possibly. It's going to be a handoff right there. DeMarcus McElroy.
They're pushing the pile.
Pushing the pile. I think he's in. Let's see what they call it. And they're saying he's just going
down at the 1.
Down at the 1 yard line.
4th down and an inch.
He was in. And now they're gonna, let's see. Yes, indeed. It's going to be.
Oh, you better believe they're going for this.
They are definitely going to go once again. McElroy could be getting his 4th touchdown. Let's see if D-Mac does it. Hand off that time. He reaches it.
I believe he got it.
They're going to see. They're still looking at the pile. I think they're saying he's just short once again. So that's twice in a row they did stop. You're going to have Michael Branch come out too. I think Jack Harrison coming out as well.
I apologize. I was acting like that was the 4th down. He got the first down there.
Yeah, he did get the first down. Just a little short of the goal end zone. Is that going to be 2nd and 1, however?
Yep.
Hand off this time on the 2nd one. There it is. Give him 4.
Back-to-back games for DeMarcus McElroy with 4 touchdowns plus. And we're only 5 minutes and 30 in the 3rd quarter right now.
Tell you what, McElroy so far, I mean, it's been such a night for him already. He's been having himself one of his best seasons with an Ursuline running back that we haven't seen really since Keith Teague.
Yeah, throw some water on this man to cool him off because he's absolutely on fire in the red zone.
And he's showing a little bit of resemblance right there, I think, to Keith Teague and Kamani Johnson for the Irish way back 2015.
Yeah, shout out to the U Student Section account. They posted the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other and I said Keith Teague, DeMarcus McElroy, and that couldn't be more true.
On for the point after once again is going to be Reagan Smith, and looked like there was movement possibly. 2 flags fall. I think that might be encroachment right there. I think that might be possibly encroachment. We'll see what they call over here.
All I'm going to say is that the tight end on that play, he sprinted to the end zone and to the right, not like he was going to block. A little interesting.
A little interesting indeed. And they're going to point actually, yep. And it's going to be a penalty on Harding. So,
does the offense come back out? Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to go for 2.
Nope.
PAT. They're going to go PAT. Might go muddle huddle, but no, they're going to go regular PAT. They want to go in the huddle.
Nope.
Now
here comes the offense.
Now here comes the offense at the last second. Again, this is something that, they kind of like to do. This is something actually, YSU practice that we see as well. Special teams comes out, then the offense, comes in, and that's what Dan Reardon's doing here with the Irish.
Well, they got to make up for that extra point.
Indeed. Make up for it by going for 2 over here, making it once again a 2-possession game, but this time...
Hey, one-on-one coverage at the top of your screen.
When you're up by 14 as well. And it's going to be once again, Brady has it, trying to throw, and it's picked off right there, and the 2-point play will be a failed attempt, no good. But it's still, in fact, however, going to be 33-21 over here with about 5:10 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Irish lead it once again, 33-21, here on YSN Live. We'll be right back and run the home of Ursuline Irish.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Coca's Pizza, proud to announce our pizza buffet's back every Wednesday at our Boardman and Campfield locations. Adults only $7.99 and kids only $4.99. And $2 beer starting at 8 o'clock. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the group message that's listening. We got Greg Morjone listening in, Mike Jones. My parents are listening in. Gotta always give a shout out to Mike Jones. Chris Metz, we know, is listening in here as well. A few score updates around here in the Valley. Now, Austintown Fitch 35, Carl Mooney 7. Crestview 35, Liberty 13 still. And Canfield 35, Cheney nothing. East also scored. That's 55-8.
Let's score that polling game real quick, Ian.
We'll get it after that kick. It's a push kick.
Oh, he got it!
He did recover it. How about that? And remember, you cannot advance a kick So it will, in fact, be down right where they got the pooch kick at. I think that's going to be
Oh, boy!
line. But there are flags. Maybe, did it go past the line?
No, that went 10 yards.
Definitely went 10 yards, but there is a flag.
I believe it's going to be against War. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I think it's going to be against Ursuline, actually. And, yeah, Coach Reardon's not happy about the call. We'll get an official word on what the call is here quickly. But by his body language, he is not happy at all.
Well, I don't understand the call.
And I think it might have been because could have been a formation issue, I think, right there with the Irish. Could have been offsides possibly on the Irish, too, is what they might say. And the fans are not happy about that call.
I agree with him. I don't understand what they called. I would love an explanation.
And Coach Reardon cannot believe right now. All the coaches cannot actually believe it. They're all on the field wondering what's going on here, too.
Yeah, I think they want a better explanation because I don't understand what the call was.
Indeed. Mike Frasco down there. Coach Lynch. A lot of them, not real happy about what just expired. Now, the Irish will still take the ball, but they will not be, in fact, in the yardage where they wanted it to be. So, as you see right there, they are, in fact, going to be moved back. But instead of getting the ball at the 41, where you originally got it, honestly, my re-kick, we'll have to see what does happen here. No chance out there, so they're going to get the ball instead because of this formation issue. They're going to get the ball, but it's going to be right.
No, it's Warren's ball.
Yeah, Warren's ball now because of that issue. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I was so surprised.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
So, yeah, Warren's going to get the ball because of this. Weird, and everyone's confused. No one's really happy about what just expired right there.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So in the shotgun once again, it's going to be Chad. He's going to throw. That's going to be caught. That was over his receiver, by the way. And he's going to go right to the 30. Right. And that was back to Tyreek Ivory right there. He's going to get to about the 24-yard line. That's going to be a first down once again over here for Warren Harding. And now the Harding Raiders are trying to cut it to possibly a 6-point game like they had before.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate turn of events, a call that nobody understands, and then a big pass play for Warren. So
big pass play indeed. We've been seeing that all night, though, from Chad. He's been doing it a little bit with his feet. He's been doing it through the air. First pass, of course, was to Dom Foster for a big-time touchdown. Option play, going to take it himself, bounces it to the outside, stutters a little bit, bounces it once again, breaking tackles, and then he's going to get back to about the line of scrimmage. A swarm of Ursuline defenders came in for the tackle. One of those guys being Mark Manny, Jack Erickson.
Casey Lugers.
Yeah, Casey Lugers went there. John Edmonds came in there as well. So you got a few Irish players coming in there for the tackle, and they're going to mark it about a gain of 2, and it's in fact going to be a second down and 8 coming up over here. Once again, you can look at all of our games in the area on YSN Live. You can also buy the recording after this game if you want. $2.99 on our website.
Yep. Great product, especially in playoff time, obviously.
Especially playoff time, too. Trips right there to the right side, 2 to the left. Big pass by Chet. He's open the end zone.
Oh, is that picked?
Hey, let's see.
Touchdown!
Wow, how did he come up with
Whoa!
My, oh, my.
Over
Touchdown.
2 defenders.
Over 2 defenders, indeed. My goodness. What a touchdown right there. And that was by...
I couldn't tell you.
I think that was by possibly Foster, maybe. We're going to Tyreek Ivory right there.
Can I get a dun-dun-dun?
Tyreek Ivory. And, once again, if we had a YSN top 10 play, there's your top 10 right there. You just got mossed.
That's your number 1.
You just, again, what they say, you got mossed.
Yeah.
2 of them did. PAT's up.
And it goes about 50 yards.
Yep, it is through the uprights right there. So, by looks of it, it looks to be with about 4:16 remaining over here in the third quarter. It is now, in fact, 33-28 by looks of it now.
Yes, sir.
33-20. I thought it was 33-27 for a second, but no, 33-28 it's actually going to be. So, at this point right now for Ursuline, let's think about it. Once again, the defensive side giving up a little touchdown right there once again. We talked about the shootouts that Ursuline's been in so far.
Yep.
This is your crunch time situation now. We're getting close to the fourth quarter. What do you have to do if you're Ursuline?
Well, it's new week, same spot, Ian. You're in a shootout. You're in the later part of the third quarter. You need another score here. I feel like by now this offense is prone to these situations. They're comfortable. They should be, at least, with how many times they've been in it. It feels like every week minus Hickory. But, I mean, you know, I would expect from Coach DeSantis in the OC room over here to have a very, very run-centric drive here. I think they want to take a lot of time off the clock, at least get to the fourth quarter if they could.
And I think you're going to see a lot of running as well from McElroy. You might see Tyreek Dunlow possibly get a little bit in here too. We're going to have to see what does in fact happen now.
Now, I cannot confirm this, but I have a source telling me, that the Poland-South Range game is 28-21. Poland just kicked an onside kick and recovered it.
And that's
with 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
That's definitely big news right there. That's a decent return. In fact, DeMarcus is going to get up to about the 29-yard line, where the Irish are in fact going to take over.
That's a big game out there in Poland.
Big games all around. I would say big games all around. Yeah, some of them are, in fact, a little bit of blowouts over here, but some of them, you have big games like Beaver Local against Edison right now. That's the third quarter. You have to look at that game.
Shout out McNuggies.
McNuggies for your broadcast that game, yeah. Hubbard being Struthers 27-0 right now in a big one, but also you got to look at, a few other games going on. I mean, Wellsville, East Palestine 21-0. East Palestine, I mean, hey, they could somehow come back. Well, we can see.
DJ hopes.
I think everyone in East Palestine actually hopes, and it's possible. Ursuline right now, they show this formation a bunch of times too.
1-0 lineman.
Indeed, 1-0 lineman, that play formation, but that's not going to go anywhere. They read that immediately. Only probably going to get about a yard or two on the play is Brady Shannon. And they tried to trick them a little bit. Do a little muddle huddle, would you say, without being like muddle huddle on the goal line.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where you try to cause as much confusion as possible and take advantage of a missed assignment.
Trying to be like the Colts with that punting formation for years.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, though. I mean, I think that punter died.
For the brand, am I right?
For the brand. Pat McAfee didn't like that one.
Did not like that one. That's going to be handoff once again to the Marcus. He's going to be brought down. Going to get a few more yards around the 35-yard line. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 coming up over here. Well, as you said, just queuing a little bit of clock up, just trying to take their time.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're once again going a little more hurry up too.
Yeah, and familiar situation, they change power for speed, and Mark comes in for Tyreek Dunlow.
Indeed, and that's what they're going to put over there right on. Bunches to the left, one receiver to the right. Brady Shannon in the shotgun formation. Once again, dropping back in the shotgun. They bring him man. They blitz him a little bit. Has to get rid of it. Trying to and two guys each other. He's going to turn around. He's going to throw. Oh! To the 25, to the 20. Brought down.
What a play by Brady Shannon.
Brady Shannon.
Oh, my goodness.
My, oh, my. Showing Johnny Manziel action.
Made 3 guys miss in the backfield into a bomb downfield.
There is an injured Irish on the floor. And who is that? Is that going to be possibly Mark Mann? We got to see who the injury is.
Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Indeed, we do have an injured Irish on the floor. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it looks like hand injury.
Yeah, we'll have to see who that injured Irishman is.
We were talking about top 10. They're just trying to outdo the last play that we saw.
I think they did. You saw 2 Warren players, too, trip on each other during that. And then you, in fact, just saw all of a sudden Brady Shannon once again. And that's what he's learned from his – when I was looking at his stats earlier, you saw 2018 during the old regime.
Yep.
3 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yeah.
Could not get past his O-line. Could not, in fact, avoid any pressure.
Uh-huh.
Look what's changed now in about 2-3 years during his senior year over here. The new regime comes in. All of a sudden, he knows how to avoid pressure, quicker on his feet, and makes plays like that.
Yeah, very impressive. He's had a lot of progression these past couple of years. And the one thing about Brady is he never, ever gives up on a play, which aids to him sometimes, but also he needs to be smart when there's nobody open. That time he had a guy downfield, and Mark Manning hit him perfectly over the shoulder. But what a play by Brady Shannon. Very impressed by him tonight.
Indeed, Mark Manning is, in fact, the one that was hurt after the catch, after the amazing catch that he made, too. But he is, in fact, on his feet once again. He said, again, he's been cramping up a little bit the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Mark's been turning it up.
Been kind of turning it up.
Mark's been turning it up.
He has been turning it up a little bit as well. It's going to be a 1st down and 10 over here. Ball on the 13. Hand off right there to Marcus McElroy. Going to be brought back in the backfield, however. Basically no gain on the play. Might only get a yard, actually, on it.
Yeah, probably about a gain of 1 there.
It may just give him a gain of 1. And they'll actually give him 2 right there instead of 1. They gave him a little extra yard, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 8 coming up over here for Ursuline.
Yeah. Once again, taking out an lineman, getting in another receiver there.
Shannon looking once again to his sidelines, looking at Reardon's play call, looking where the hand signals are going. Two receivers right there to the right side. Looking to throw, and immediately pressure has to throw. Oh, dangerous throw that time, but it is, in fact, incomplete. And he was looking, I think, for Will Burney right there, and both Kylan Irving in the area. That one was nearly picked off that time by the Harding defense.
Yeah, I just tried to make something happen at all.
Gutsy play right there. Been having a little gutsy plays like that today, trying to throw a little bit in traffic, kind of like what we saw against Chardon a bit,
Yeah, that's a little dangerous, though.
A little dangerous indeed. It is, however, going to be a 3rd down and 8 coming up over here for Ursuline. Got two receivers right there, right side. Two receivers bunched up, left side. One of them's wide on the right. Shannon lobs it over the middle, right in the hands, incomplete of Jakylan Irving. Just could not hang on to that one.
Yeah, another drop.
Another drop right there by Jakylan Irving. Because of that was in fact a 3rd down, 4th down, and tell you what, are they going to try the field goal unit? I think they are.
I think so.
So they are in fact going to try the field goal unit. And coming out, in fact, it's not going to be Reagan Smith. That's going to be another kicker that has a real boot. And that guy is, in fact, once again going to be James McGlone. James McGlone can get, I've seen him practice, Trey, he could get a lot of height underneath that ball.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it 100%, Ian.
And, definitely could get some decent distance with it, too. So we'll have to see what it is. This is about a 28-yard field goal attempt. McGlone's kick is up. And it is good. He got it.
What a kick by McGlone.
And that was a nice kick that time. How about that kick? Right there by number 35, James McGlone. That's going to make the score now, guys, 36-28 Irish. And tell you what, Ursuline has not had a field goal in a while. That's the first field goal, I want to say probably since, when Matt Faree was a kicker maybe, since maybe last year a little bit.
They don't kick a lot of field goals.
They don't, not anymore. So guess what, we'll take a quick commercial break over here as there's about 1:57 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 36-28, the Irish lead against Warren Harding here at Mollenkoff Stadium on YSN Live, the home of the Ursuline Irish.
Coca's Pizza, proud to announce our pizza buffet is back every Wednesday at our Boardman and Campfield locations. Adults only $7.99 and kids only $4.99, and $2 beers starting at 8 o'clock. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Brian Tracy Varela on the call. Always good to be here with you, my man.
Always good to be here with you, my man.
With a great game that we have going on here, too. I mean, both these teams, 36-28. How about James McGlone coming in, hitting a good field goal that time?
Yeah, we're privileged to call for Ursuline. Oh, and it looks like a little...
I think they were trying to do an onside right there, but it did not work out the way that they wanted it.
Yeah, but like I was saying, we have the privilege of calling a very good football team each and every week, and it's great to call a team that's very exciting.
Very exciting. Every intense. I mean, every week they have you on your feet.
Yeah, not a lot of sitting up here in the booth.
There's never sitting up here. I mean, I know, standing last week, you were jumping around the booth probably. Ty was like, you got to calm down, I imagine. You were probably hippity-hopping everywhere.
Oh, I mean, we both were. I mean, that game was just, it's easily a top 3 ever for me that I've watched in high school football. And these guys never cease to amaze me.
Never cease to amaze you indeed. Tell you what, this might be another top 3 for you over here, depending on what happens. We could possibly see overtime again. Who knows? I mean, because, look, they just got to score, 36-28. If you're Warren Harding, you score, you go for 2. As Foster has the ball, he's going to try and turn up to the right side. He will turn up right there to the 35 to about the 37, 38-yard line. It's where he will get to. And he's going to pick up and there's, however, going to be a penalty flag, and I think that's going to be coming back. Might be, in fact, I think, another hold, and they are going to say exactly what that is. Warren Harding knows what it is. They are immediately drawing right back.
Yeah, they know. They know it's going to be a hold.
Final, in fact, from Campfield, too. The Cardinals beat Cheney by a final score 35-6.
Close game.
Foul from Springfield, 55-7 against Miller Ridge.
Oh, man.
Foul from Columbiana. Southern beats Columbiana, 48-12. And those are few-year finals that have happened around the areas so far for high school football in the Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana counties.
Good games going on all over the place.
Some big games going on too. You know, we talked about Beaver Local, of course, with their game. I mean, you got some good games going on there. I know Mike Ackelson's been calling a lot of touchdowns on the audible calls. There's another penalty flag, and I think that's once again going to be another false start on Warren Harding. Someone just missed the motion.
Man, these penalties are killing him right now.
And it's going to be now, I think, a first and about 24 coming up.
I mean, as an O lineman, you got to give your skill players a chance. You know what I mean? You can't call it dead before the play. Got to stay disciplined on that line.
And that's the key word that you just said, discipline. We talked about that, 2 weeks ago when we were recharting. For YSU, Doug Phillips talked about that too. As we're going to have to see what Warren Harding does over here now. Remember, it's just the little things too.
Yeah.
And what could come back to haunt you. And what makes you lose games in the end. Like the little things. It makes you win and lose games. And right now for Warren Harding, not doing them any favors.
That's why Ursuline does shuttles for penalties.
There's going to be a pass right there by Chet. He's got a wide open man. How about that?
Wow.
Chet. Touchdown.
What a play. What a throw. What a catch.
Warren Harding with a big-time touchdown right there. My, oh my.
I think that was Foster.
And Dom Foster, by the looks of it, once again. Now all they got to do over here is just go for two. And we got ourselves, it was Tyreek Ivory, I think, right there, possibly. And I think that was just Tyreek Ivory that caught that one. They just got to go for two now. And tell you what, we got ourselves a tie game once again.
Yeah.
And you see Warren Harding bringing them out. Got to try and huddle a little bit, try and get everything situated. Looks like they might go a little muddle huddle possibly over here. And are they bringing out? Yeah, a little muddle huddle action, kind of like what we do. Doing a little separate, though. Everyone's wide to the left side.
Trips left, single right.
Yep. And muff snap, that's going to ruin it. They missed the communication on that one. Has to throw it somehow. And it's just going to be incomplete, a little bit short right there. And because of that now, Warren Harding is still going to be down by 2 over here in the third quarter. And we'll be right back, everyone, right now with about, 1:38 left to go over here. The Irish lead by 2, 36-34 on YSN Live, the home of your Ursuline Fighting Irish, everyone. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to YSN Live.
Yep.
Brown, Trey Civarello. Trey, you have an ad for us.
Yeah. Are you looking for a valuable education close to home? Find out how to start your journey in the heart of a city on the rise. Visit explore.ysu.edu to take your first step today. Youngstown State University, we are Y, and we are proud.
You always got to be Y and proud here in the Valley.
Absolutely.
And
great football in the Valley.
And the Y doesn't stand for Yale. It stands for YSU, as one of my professors says. Warren Harding going to be with the kickoff. That's kicked already once again. Going to be bounced around the 25. Going to be brought around the 20 that time. And a swarm of Warren Harding special teamers come right to. Looks a bit of Kylan Irving right there on the reception. So on the receiving end. So that's going to be where they're going to put the ball around like the 28-yard line.
Yep.
Speaking of YSU football, bye week for us. Got Western Illinois next week, then UNI. Conference play going to be starting up in the Missouri Valley. Going to be really big. They played Michigan State, of course, to East Lansing. Then tell you what, that was a fun trip.
Was it?
It was a really fun trip. Now, I didn't like the bus ride. I'm not a big fan when it's 5-hour bus rides. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Never a big fan when it comes to that.
So I don't think I'd be a fan of that either.
Some people were like, oh, it wasn't bad. I'm like, debatable.
Debatable.
Right now, in fact, it's going to be first 10 once again for the Ursuline Irish over here. Going to send Will Birdie in motion, so now it's going to be all trips. Going to be a handoff once again to Marcus McElroy. He's going to bring it back up for a few yards. Going to be at least about a gain of 2 that time. It's going to be a second out of 8. So 2nd and 8 coming up here now for the Irish. I'll tell you what, they desperately need a score here.
Yeah, score here is absolutely massive.
And you remember, I think one of them was the holding call that played a big difference too.
Yeah.
When it was that 4th and 9 and they went for
huge, huge.
That was one of the biggest differences.
Touchdown turned into a punt.
It's again going to be Bernie going to keep it off the receiving wide receiver for first. He's going to be brought down around the 35-yard line.
Big third down here.
Big third down indeed. Just trying, I think, what they're trying to do, maybe kill a little bit of clock, but they're also trying to keep their tempo moving.
Yeah, try and do a little bit of both. It's hard to play that happy medium sometimes, but you have to do it in situations like these.
Indeed, they're trying to do both a little bit right now, and you're going to get trips once again going on to, or you're going to get deuces actually right there.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but once again, Dunlow comes out, Manning comes in.
Comes in, yep, and they just got Dunlow out in time as well. Everyone's bunched up. Shannon. Once again to receiving end. That time is going to be called. McElroy going to turn up the chest.
He's got an edge.
45. Out of bounds around the 50-yard line. He's going to fall right around the track area too, but going to get up off of his own feet. A little slow to get up. But he gets off of his own power that time, and it's going to be once again a first down. Yep, he is, in fact, heading back out, and they will get around the 48-yard line that time.
Yeah, really good job by Brady. Saw nothing downfield, dumped it off to his running back, had all the confidence that he was going to make him move and get it first.
Indeed, we are just grinding at the end by looks of it of the third quarter. I think they're going to let the clock run out when it hits 0.
Yep.
And that is exactly what they will do. As at the end of 3, another tight game over here for the Ursuline Irish against the Warren Harding Raiders. They haven't beat Warren since 2017. They're looking to end that drought tonight, but only up by 2. Warren's made a little bit of a comeback. What's going to happen here in the fourth quarter? We'll find out, guys, next on YSN Live, the home of your Ursuline Irish. Everyone, stick around, because this one is a great one.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
There's just no feeling like when you actually can get somebody in a vehicle that they think is not attainable. I see myself as more of a modern or next generation salesperson. I just enjoy, being there throughout the sale, after the sale. We're going to make sure that everything about that vehicle, from start to finish is the right one for you. I'm Jim Conlon, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
And welcome back, everyone. YSN Live. Ian O'Brien, Trace Varela on the call. Start of the fourth quarter, and the Irish only up by 2.
Yeah, no shortage of excitement whenever you watch an Ursuline football game.
Handoff, once again, play action. No, it's going to be right to Mark Manning, I think that is. Still trying to grind on his feet. Going to be brought down. Going to gain a few decent yards on the play. And that was, in fact, yes, the number 9, Mark Manning. Going to gain some decent yards. Going to get about probably a 2nd and 4 coming up over here. A 6-yard pickup, as we do have an injured Warren Harding player right now, in fact, down on the ground. We're going to keep it here. We're going to go to the audio for a second. And just, talk about, remember last week, as you said, Ursuline was in the same situation against Austintown Fitch.
Yep.
Fitch is one of the better teams in the area than Warren Harding. Warren Harding, in their few games, almost had some wins. You look at Maslin with them, and, that Maslin game was definitely a heartbreaker where they nearly had it too. I mean, quarterback, of course, Daly's Shed. I mean, he, in fact, had 361 yards passing, 6 touchdowns.
Yep.
And you just lose like that, and you are desperately needed in a bounce-back win. But the defense has also struggled. What do you think happens here?
It's like we were talking about pregame. 1-3 Warren, 3-1 Ursuline. Who needs it more? Warren needs it more, and now they're in a hole. This is going to show the determination and test this team's heart right now. Another thing to talk about, right? If Ursuline wins this game, I don't like to discredit any teams in the future that they play, but the competition level that they have been playing definitely drops off after this a little bit. So if they can win this game, go to 4-1, and then have a couple games at home, which they haven't had in weeks, by the way, play a couple games at their home stadium, this is big. So huge momentum swing in terms of a bigger picture for both teams here, no matter what happens.
Kincaid Tyson was the injured Warren Harding Raider on the play, and yeah, I definitely do agree with you on that. You don't know what's going to happen here.
No, you don't.
Anything is up in the air at this point.
I believe we call these swing games on the schedule.
Indeed. I think we do call them swing games in a way. And, next week's also Cheney, too, and again, that could be upset alert possibly. Who knows what's going to happen in that game, too. I know Cheney lost Jason Hewlett. I know they lost to Canfield, but still.
Yeah.
Right now you got two receivers right there, right side, one to the left. Shannon once again in shotgun with the handoff to DeMarcus McElroy. He's going to go upfield. He's going to get the first down. And they will. Yep, he did just get the first down.
Very good power run.
Around the 37-yard line, they're going to go hurry-up offense once again.
Yep, and now they're going to start to push the pace.
They are going to push the pace at this point. It's going to be
Brady
with
the block.
A good block by Brady Shannon, and a nice juke move by DeMarcus, making something out of nothing.
A gain of 6 when he should have been tackled for a loss of 5. What the trickiness, the elusiveness, the cuts by DeMarcus, they're so impressive and they're so high level.
I tell you what, when you have running backs coached, when you have a talented offense, probably get your footwork going. Your dad's former running back. Anything happens with that. Goes again.
There he goes.
Breaks free. You're not stopping him.
No, bye-bye.
D-Mac is in. Give him what, 5?
5 touchdowns today.
Give him 5. DeMarcus McElroy is in for the touchdown.
And they're making the hand signal over there as to say, cool this man off, like I said earlier. DeMarcus McElroy is a touchdown machine.
A big-time touchdown machine indeed. Just keep on feeding him the ball now. Looking like, he's looking like Walter Payton back, in the NFL, like in the 70s.
Money McElroy.
He's looking like Adrian Peterson, I think, a little bit in his prime.
Oh, breaking tackles, taking ankles, and taking touchdowns for the Irish.
Reagan Smith once again. This time is going to be on the PAT attempt. And that one definitely did open up big time. The PAT is up.
Good.
And it is through the uprights. A really good kick that time by Reagan Smith. And now, in fact, with about 58 to go or something like that, almost. It's now, in fact, 43-34. The Ursuline Irish lead the Warren Harding Raiders. We'll be right back, everyone, here on YSN Live, the home of your Ursuline Flying Irish.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Brian Tracy Varela. We got a few finals coming in now here in the local area. Austintown Fitch beats Carl Mooney. Mooney, in fact, now falls to 0-5.
Yep. Tough times over there for the Cardinals.
I've never seen that in a while. Rare here by Carl Mooney. 4-2-7 final right there. Boardman puts up 62 against East.
Don't worry, Ursuline will pick up Mooney's slack, by the way.
62-14 was the final in that one. Springfield with the final 55-7. Garfield beats Newton Falls 49-7. Some finals are going on around the area. A squib kick once again. A little muff that time, but it's going to be taken around the 35-yard line. Close to the 35. Almost going to be brought down, actually, around the 34-yard line.
What a tackle by Landon Charles.
Landon Charles with a nice tackle. Big-time special teams player. I know he plays like some JV freshman ball. Special teams, of course, makes you
flying down the field.
But also, I think gives you opportunities that you could be in a starting position later on, too.
Yeah, he's running down the field, flying, styling, and profiling.
Indeed, they're going to mark that around the 33-yard line after that return. And this is now Warren Harding's favor over here. You got to get something going at this point.
Yeah, and we were talking about wrestling earlier. I saw how to get that Ric Flair reference in there.
Yeah, you thought he should. What did you think he should have just RKO'd him down or something like that?
Oh my! Listen, you could say that man caught a DDT going the ground. I don't know.
So the Raiders are back up. 2 receivers right there to the left side. You got 2 to the right. Jet rolling to his left side. Has the deep throw, and he's going to get a man, but he just underthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, and the up receiver there, very frustrated, showing frustrations. He was wide open. He went for the deep ball and underthrew him. Under receiver there, very, very frustrated.
Yeah, big-time frustration on that end because that now it's going to be a second down attempt coming up over here for the Raiders. And, again, little things like that where you have the wide-open guys and you just miss them. You're trying to hurry yourself a bit, but you still got, over 10 minutes. No reason to right now.
Yeah, you can't get flustered and upset now. I mean, you got to keep your composure and just play your style of football. If you get frustrated now and give in to this Ursuline defense and give it back to the offense, you might as well kiss it goodbye.
Basically, at this point right now, as you got bunches going on. Second down. Dropping back. That's going to be that time caught.
No, it's a drop. They said he dropped it.
Wow.
They said he dropped it.
And he doesn't like that. And my, is that looks to be on the catch. That was, in fact.
No, a drop.
And that was Kanye Red on the catch, and they does not like that. He does not like that call.
Yeah, he thought he caught it.
Kanye Red on that, close to being a reception, but they just called it a drop at the last minute, and it's going to be a 3rd down 10 over here for the Raiders.
Wow, big play there. I mean, he was wide open. Not a bad throw. Got to come up with that.
Yeah, big time throw as well. Again, a little underthrow. I think we've been seeing that a little bit, though, today from Warren Harding. Some of these throws, have been a little underthrown.
Yep, Tyreek Dunlap comes on the field.
And they go hurry up immediately to the right, right to the snap. And yeah, they got it. They had to waste a timeout. Ursuline had to call a timeout right there because they couldn't get the 12th man off the field in time.
Timeout? Nope, they got a timeout.
That's what I said. They had to take a timeout right there because they were about to get a penalty.
And Coach Rudin is livid.
And sometimes you're going to have that too. Once again, in fact, remember, with Ursuline over here, you move the 4-1, and then next week, of course, you got Cheney. That's going to be that game. It gets Jason Hewlett, not there, but you still have a lot of talent over here. Chris Emil's team, so talented.
Still an SVC game in conference.
Definitely still a big Still Valley game indeed.
Yep, SVC game in conference. You can never sleep on an opponent. The phrase "any given Sunday" came from somewhere.
That is true. It did come from somewhere. And a little bit funny thing actually. Talking to Coach Steve Arnold and all that this week. Talked to him last night. I actually asked him about the whole because it's big in the news, the Bishop Sycamore stuff. And so I talked to him about it. He's like, they just gave them respect because they needed to pick up a game. St. Feast canceled on them last year because of COVID, so they had to pick up a game. And I'm like, so what was it like playing? He's like, well, they looked like they were about 20.
Yeah, I heard that Cam Newton's actually playing for them now. Big free agent signing for Sycamore.
This man over here, Dolphins fan.
Whoa, hey, we want to know, top the AFC East, what you want to say about it? I mean, hey.
It's week 1. 3rd and 10 coming up now over here. You got trips right there to the left side. You got one to the right. Chet dropping back. Being a little pressure that time. They're trying to get right to him. Has to throw deep that time, and it's going to be caught. Did he catch it?
Incomplete. Another drop.
Another drop that time. Incomplete again. And that was to Dom Foster, I think. Yes, it was. And he dropped that one.
Very costly drops by this receiving core for the Raiders, and the punt team's going to come out.
Punt team is going to come out at the same time. I don't know if that is mostly on Chet or mostly on the receiving end, though, of guys, for example, Foster, or if it's guys like, on like Kanye Red. I mean, we've seen some drops from them, but do you think it's being a little underthrown?
I think that they're catchable balls. I'm under the belief system if it hits your hands, you better catch that football. So I think there's got to be catches.
They're in punt formation, tight punt. Have to get it off immediately. They will get it off. It's a sky-high punt. Bernie's going to back up, fall behind, and it's probably going to be down at least around the 30-yard line. And that's a fact where Ursuline will take over. So, yeah, back to the conversation about talking, once again, Steve Arnold. He's like, I asked him last time, when we were done with our Ursuline conversation, I basically said about the whole Bishop Sycamore situation. I'm like, so what was it like scheduling them? He's like, well, they were respectful and they liked how we scheduled them, But he's also like, he also said a lot of those kids looked like they were at least around the early 20s.
Yeah, it's because they were JUCO kids.
It's like they're around early 20s. I saw, a big man right there for us, and we had some laughs about it.
Hey, listen, this ex-NFL guy's got to go play somewhere.
Coach Arnold was having a good time. It was a good phone call. Him.
In all seriousness, this is the most, and this is the biggest drive for the Ursuline offense this game so far. Definitely. They could score here, make it 50-34 with under 10 minutes left.
Definitely a big drive. It's going to be a 1 yard game coming up now after the McElroy run. Second down coming up. And I think at this point, your goal is just kill some clock.
Yeah, and by the way, this is the 5th straight game. Ursuline has not played a game this season and scored under 40 points. This is another 40-plus point game.
And Dean, tell you what, with the schedule right now, I mean, we're going to have to see. I mean, they haven't had really – it's been hard for them. I mean, the shootouts that they've had.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what.
In all likelihood, they're going to surpass their average. Their team points per game average is 46.8. In all likelihood, of 43 points, they're most likely going to pass that.
And tell you what, we haven't seen an Ursuline team like that in ages. I think since the state team in 08.
I would agree with you.
Hand off that time once again to Marcus McElroy.
Oh, he's still up.
Still on his feet, trying to drive his way through. Use some legs, as they say. He's still going to get something a little bit out of nothing that time, maybe like a yard or two.
Dylan Starley comes out, Dean Boyd goes on, and Will Burney comes on. This is going to be this is in all likelihood this is going to be a pass. You got all your best receivers out there right now.
Definitely has to be a pass indeed when you're sitting at a 3rd and 7 situation.
And Brady's going to go out there. They're actually going to take their time on this.
They are going to take their time. They're going to be in the huddle, not do their regular hurry up. They want the clock to at least go down and then snap it.
13 seconds on the play clock. And winding. Four guys on the right side. Whoa.
This is going to be interesting. Shannon to the right side. Has to get
rid of he's got him.
Screen, but it's not going to work that time. Immediately
horse collar?
down.
Oh, they wanted a horse collar.
At all. Ursuline does want a horse call, but there's going to be no flag.
Went to the well one too many times on a similar play.
And on the tackle right there looked to, in fact, be that was, in fact, the quarterback actually, Chet, on the tackle. He also plays a little bit DB. So Chet right there was on the tackle.
Went to that rollout right, fake, go left, little dump off play that they tried to run a couple times today. One too many times there.
Yeah, one too many times today, and because now the Irish will, in fact, have the punt. But once again, they're taking their time a little bit over here. Just trying to tick, tick, tick.
Well, it's still a 2-possession game. It's a 9-point lead.
Yeah. But they're trying to at least tick.
Oh, and a timeout taken.
Timeout taken indeed right over there by the Irish.
Yeah, Coach Rudin just winding it all the way down.
Trying to take as much time as possible. So we'll take a timeout with them over here. By looks like it looks to be about 7:45, I think, maybe left to go, 7:55.
We'll go with it.
The pool's in the way. I think it's like
7-5.
Yeah, 7-5. I think it's 7:55 though. So with 7:55 left to go over here in the fourth quarter, the Irish lead at 43-34 on YSN Live. We'll be right back.
It's a new year at Acura of Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi with huge savings on over 350 fully inspected vehicles. We have cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, and work vehicles. We don't have it, our team will find it. We aim for 100% credit approval with payments as low as $99 per month. And as always, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. For a great vehicle and a great experience, come see why everyone is stopping by at Acura Boardman and Boardman Mitsubishi.
And welcome back, everyone, here at YSN Live. I almost got a little head start right there. Don't worry.
It's all right. False start.
False start
on the booth.
False start on me. Right now, back to punt. Once again, it's going to be Mark Manning over here as we're sitting at a 4th down and 10. Back up to about the 15's Manning. He is going to punt that one away. Sky punt to about the 40-yard line. That's where it's going to be taken. Good special teams, though, by Ursuline. Mealy getting right to the ball. Diesel return that time, but nice special teams nonetheless.
Yeah, very nice special teams play. It looks every time they punt it, Mark has the option to throw it because the way he rolls out right, it's not one of those ones where he's taking his time to make sure he gets a good punt off. No, he's looking downfield. He's definitely got a couple guys downfield reporting in as receivers, so he's got an option there every time.
So ball's going to be placed now around the 48-yard line, and Warren's had chances. They had those dropped receptions that could have been big time plays. Early on, of course, they had some missed opportunities. Right now, it's go time over here at this point. You can't relax any longer.
Yeah, no, you can't watch it any longer. There's going to be some shots downfield. It's a 2-possession game with 7 minutes left.
You're going to have to throw some shots downfield, but instead they're actually
a trick play.
Little trickery going on. The Irish did kind of read it. Still on his feet. Look at this. There he goes. Broke a tackle all the way down, and that was, in fact, by looks of it, number 24, Tyreek Ivory.
Yeah, Coach Arnold going deep in the playbook.
Going deep and deep with a little reverse right there. And that's exactly what you need in big situations like this. Try and trick the Irish defense that's, giving up at least 30-some points a week.
Yep.
And then that's what and then just score after that. That's your favor right there. Do some trickery. Ursuline likes to do trickery. We like to do trickery back.
Yep. Absolutely.
Trips spread out a little bit to the left side. The throw by Chet, a bubble screen. Not going to go anywhere. He's immediately brought down behind the line. That's at least going to be a loss of about 3 or 4, maybe 5 that time.
Yep, lost a couple yards, and yep, he's going to go off the field.
There's going to be at least a loss.
Oh, and he went down right by the sideline.
Indeed, we do have another injury on the play right there.
That's
another injured Warren Harding player on the field. We'll take a short break, and we'll get an update about the injury here soon on YSN Live. Irish lead 43-34.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. The injured player was, in fact, Tyreek Ivory right there for the Warren Harding Raiders. Of course, he did, in fact, have that first play also early on, just a few plays ago, that went big. And with him down now, we're going to have to see what happens if that does affect this Warren Harding offense. And right now, Chet's being pressured, has to throw it up immediately. He's going, man! Oh! Missed his hand!
Off the fingertips! Shades of Darius Slayton from last night's Thursday night football game.
Oh, man, that time. I think he was looking for, I think that might have been Kanye Reddy was looking for possibly right there, right in the end zone. He just missed him.
Yep, off the fingertip. Stops the clock, though.
Does stop the clock right there, but they needed a score badly in that situation. They did not get that. It's going to be now a 3rd and 14 coming up. 2 more chances, basically, at this point. Because if you don't have this, the Irish offense led by McElroy and Shannon are going to come back out.
Yep, QB draw.
There goes Chet. He's going to use his feet. There he goes. Getting some yardage brought down around the 32-yard line that time.
Oh, and a flag.
And that's going
to be an unnecessary roughness call.
And that is, I think, going to be on Warren Harding right there. And some of the players, I think one put Pat McCarthy, I think it was possible.
Yeah, that's going to be an unnecessary roughness.
Or might push, excuse me, I think Mike.
Got to play smart.
Might have been one of the 2, actually, or Big Mike. One of those. I think actually it was Lorenzo Horba. It was a lot of guys right there.
Either way, it's going to be an unnecessary roughness call.
Indeed. I think they actually pushed Lorenzo Horba right there. And, yep, and Coach Arnold, you can tell right now, is furious about that.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Again, and we talked about discipline. You can't be doing penalties like that this late in the game.
And it's fourth. Is that 4th down?
That was in fact, fourth down. Now it's going to be 4th and super long.
4th down and about $1 million.
Basically, it's basically at this point going to be a 4th and $1 million. 4th and 19 is what they're calling it. Ball's now the ball's now around the 47-yard line.
And the fans are on their feet.
Got trips right there. He has to get the trips going. They're going to pressure him. There he goes. Still on his feet, not going to get
And he's going to go down for the line. There's a flag.
There's a flag over. Just going to go down right by the line of scrimmage. And I think this might be, we're going to have to see who the penalty's on. Officials are looking. Are they saying it's on Ursuline possibly? And I think it might be.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Yep, a face mask on the Irish. And how about a little freebie right there? Warren Harding definitely gets a little escape.
And they get a 1st down.
A big-time 1st down, too. And they just saved their part in the game. And possibly also just saved their season right now.
Yeah, you can't have that. Well, that's a killer.
Definitely a killer right now. And remember, if you look at the last few years, it's been all Warren Harding against these Ursuline Irish. And remember, last year was the same situation, kind of.
Yeah, I know.
Last second touchdown, basically. And this is what we could possibly see again over here if they score. And then maybe do an onside kick and score again.
Yeah.
Back to pass goes Chet. Dropping all the way back that time. Blindside indeed. Has to throw it away. Had a man, but just underthrew him. Had to just throw it somewhere. Was looking, I think, for Tyreek Ivory that time.
I'm flinching up here. These bugs are going crazy, man, on my legs.
The bugs are going crazy. The fans are going crazy. The coaches are going crazy. The players are going crazy everywhere here at Mollenkopf Stadium.
Going crazy.
Right now, that's in fact going to be a 2nd and 10 coming up over here, and that does once again, of course, stop the clock.
Yep.
At this
5:35.
point, that's Warren Harding. You haven't ran the ball a little bit with McMillan. You haven't used him, run the ball much right now. Do you possibly go back to him?
No, I throw it. I think you have to. You got to keep going.
Got to keep going indeed, but they are in the red zone. They don't want to risk anything. They will, however, throw QB draw, though. This is why I use Chet in a field like that. Making a man miss. He shoot 2 guys out. He's brought down around the 6-yard line. Davis just brought down around the 6-yard line that time, and we do have another injury. And I think that's with both players of Ursuline. One player of Ursuline, one player Warren Harding.
Their shoes got caught. The shoes got tangled up.
That's what it is. They were all sitting down like they were hurt. The trainers immediately came out, but they're just having a little tangle. But there is an injured player, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Looks to be an injured Harding player. Another one brought down there. Could have been, could be another cramp. And, we'll take a little short break, and we'll see who the injured Harding Raider is over here next. And on YSN Live. We'll be right back.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
There's just no feeling like when you actually can get somebody in a vehicle that they think is not attainable. I see myself as more of a modern or next generation salesperson. I just enjoy, being there throughout the sale, after the sale. We're going to make sure that everything about that vehicle, from start to finish is the right one for you. I'm Jim Conlon, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Brian Trey Cifarella on the call, still looking at the entry. So we're going to go back to their audio and also look at our sponsors. Of course, our great sponsors that will go across the board.
Yep.
We're, of course, looking at some other scores that have been happening right now, some finals, if we get any. Final, actually, Girard beats Lakeview 31-14. Of course, I talked about Tristan Valley and just, McCain, a lot of those guys they had week 1, against Streetsboro. Of course, they lost that game, but tell you what, they do have a lot of talent on that Girard team, young Girard team, led by Coach Pat Pearson.
Yeah, a lot of talent.
Louisville beats Jacksonville 43-7. Of course, then how about this one? OT, Lions beats Salem 27-21.
Wow. Salem was up for most of that game.
They were up for most of that game,
wow.
And that's a rivalry right there. Both those guys in the same section almost, just a few minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
And a big one, Sharon beats Oil City 23-0. As we are, in fact, back now, they're getting the injured player off.
Yeah.
Moving everything a little bit now. And they're still looking at the injury right there on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And we're going to definitely just hope that everything is, in fact, okay. They are getting him off. They're going to check him over there.
Yeah.
As that's going to bring up, in fact, first and goal coming up. There goes Chet. He's going to chet his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
Yep.
5 yards out. And once again, that is, in fact, Daly's Chet. Another TD for him.
And fireworks over the stadium.
Warren Harding, this is an iconic thing for them. Every time they score, you always hear the fireworks go.
Oh, what? Can we do this at Ursuline? I feel like we should do it.
If YSU allows it, you can.
No, we have to talk about that. We need to talk about that. I like that. I like this.
Talk to Athletic Director Ron Strollo. We'll see what he can do.
I'll send him an email.
On for the point after, once again, it's going to be Doherty. Again, set over here. Irish bring a lot of pressure.
Through by a long way.
Up and is through the upright. So once again, we have a 2-possession game over here in the fourth quarter with just about 5:20 left to go here And I tell you what, Trey, it's been something else.
Yeah, a little upset that nobody told me that that kicker for Warren. I mean, I parked my car over there. I feel like he's going to hit my car. He's kicking it well over the bleachers through the posts.
Again, strong
leg.
Strong legs. Of course, Ursuline has a field goal. Special teams been playing a big impact. Of course, big offenses once again.
What is it with Ursuline running up against these like powerhouse kickers from Chardon to Fitch to now? This guy's got robo legs. I mean, I want to inspect. I mean, that's insane. He's kicking it at least 40 yards.
Didn't they have a robot that kicked or something like that? Wasn't that like a thing on Twitter?
Yeah, that was a YouTube video.
A YouTube video.
Kicked it like 100 yards.
Kicked it 100 yards, wow.
They put a Dolphins jersey on it because the Dolphins are the best team in the NFL, swear to God.
Man, well, looking at this game, though, so far, I tell you what, we've seen, once again, high-scoring offense between both these teams. Of course, Don Foster's been a big impact on the team. Of course, Daly Strett's been a big impact on the team as well. Then you look at Jake Doherty, of course, kicker. You got you see here Coleman. You got Tyree Gaffery, who was cramping up. Bryson Powell got some playing time, of course, number 26 as well. And you also have Delmar McMillan, too, on this Warren Harding situation over here. Warren Harding now just down by 2. Is this going to be like 2020 again, do you think?
Oh, gosh. I don't know if my heart can take another one of those, man.
I mean, because this is exactly, kind of what we saw last year. Ursuline goes up a bit. They lead for most of it then after, and then Warren Harding comes last second, and it's kind of like a little resemblance, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially after last week, I'm still recovering from that, man. I mean, whew. Now, do we see an onside?
I think right now it'd be a little too early for an onside. I think, honestly, if they're going to do anything, they might do what Ursuline does and pooch. But I think, in my opinion, they're going to do what they've been doing. Their normal line drive far kicks. Get a lot of distance out of it. Let it bounce.
Yep.
And that's actually going to be a high kick that time. Going to be taken back to around the 10-yard line, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, turning up the jets a little bit, tripped up around the 37-yard line.
Very good return.
And that was Jacqueline Irving on the return right there. A nice return by him. Another one of those good old special teams return men.
Yeah, the Irish want to put this game to bed and score a touchdown here, Ian.
Indeed, and you don't even need a touchdown. I mean, you kind of would love a touchdown, but you can also time possession's the biggest thing. We see a lot of teams are really good with time possession. In my opinion, you just keep on running and stuff like that. Even if it stops, clock always, of course, will keep on running again when that whistle's blown. You could let the play clock run at that point, and then call hike right around when it gets like 2 seconds.
I agree. I just also think that you got to prioritize getting in the end zone as DeMarcus takes one.
McElroy's going to take it all the way to about the 42-yard line that time. That's in fact going to be about a gain of about 4 that time possibly. It's going to be second down 6.
Yep, and you would think Ursuline's going to go no huddle.
Yeah, they are just going to go no huddle. Really surprising. I think they heard you, Trey. I think they want to
get in the end zone.
They want to get in the end zone as quick as possible here. Shannon also, look, they're going to go up a little bit over there, look over to the sidelines. That's really big.
Yeah, making sure that they're very clear on what the play is.
Bunches to the left side, 2 receivers also to the right. Shannon that time has a deep ball. It's
dropped.
Flag.
That's going to be PI.
That's going to be PI right there, and that is in fact going to be also on number 3, Tyson Wallace. Tyson Wallace, that's who's going to be on. That was, in fact, Will Burney that went up for that play right there, was it? Oh, no, it's going to be.
Whoa!
It actually going to be a flag on the Irish. And that might be what PI on the offense.
That was Jacqueline Irving.
Yeah, Jacqueline Irving right there. Yeah, that was on Jacqueline Irving right there. They might call a flag on him.
Yeah, no, I just even as in all neutrality, I don't believe that was a PI on the offense at all.
I just think he went up to get it. Really, I just think it was about for the ball on both ends.
I believe that was a 50-50 ball.
Gonna be second 17 coming up now. You got trips right there to the right side, 1 to the left. That's Boyd to the left. Brady Shannon in the shotgun. Back to pass. They bring a blitz. Trying again, they got him in the backfield. A big-time sack right there, and I think that might have been number 28, DeFonte McElroy, the senior. That was, in fact, DeFonte McElroy right there, the senior, 6'1", 180 on the tackle, and he's been having a really great year. I've watched some of his film before this. really great here at the linebacker position when it comes to picks and tackles, especially the game against East. We saw that in a few of his scrimmages this year, too.
Yeah, timeout by Ursuline. Third down, they want to talk this over.
They will, in fact, take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them over here right now. About 23 left to go over here in the game. The Irish are up by 2, but Harding has some momentum on their side. We'll see what happens, guys, next on YSN Live. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
We are there in your community. Small business owners.
And welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Ian O'Brien, Trey Severell with you on the call right now. About 4:23 left to go in the game. The Irish up by 2. Here we go. It's now 3rd and 28 because of the penalties that we got. They tried the trick. It didn't work. They have to throw it back in time. That's not going to work. Someone has to pick it up. Who's going to pick it up? I think Warren's going to get the ball. No, it's picked up. It is picked up by the Irish. McElroy had to pick it up somehow. They just escaped what could have been a disastrous play. Even worse play than what happened right there. They tried to do the throwback.
I'm speechless.
That's what they tried to do. They
Speechless.
practiced that a little bit during practice this week, but Mark Mann lost control, and they couldn't get it in time. It was either him or Will Brody, one of the two, lost control of it, couldn't get it in time. And because of that, now the Irish will have to punt with Manning. I think that was Bernie right there who did lose control of it. Clock ticks. 3:30 left to go. Manning back to punt. Warren Harding looks to be kind of spreading out a bit. I think they're going to wait. Yes, they are. They're not going to rush. And they tried to fake it. Now they're going to punt it. Rugby style kick. Once again, dangerous to do that, but it will get a nice Irish roll all the way to about the 45-yard line.
He always has the option to do it when he wants to.
Dangerous though, right there, Trey. Wouldn't you agree?
That's extremely dangerous. I feel like that you have to have an open lane the size of the Grand Canyon for you to run that. You know,
especially where they were coming off. They were coming through the gap as well, and the blocks weren't there. I mean, the block was there, then the block left, and all of a sudden, you're trying to just run around and try and punt as quick as possible. That could have been, again, disastrous, kind of like what the play had before, where Bernie muffed it a bit. They just immediately had to throw it back. That could have been a big turnover. Luckily, McElroy, got on the ball.
Yeah, and we've talked about this defense and their struggles all season long. They could erase all of that now with a big stop, big turnover, big something to prevent this Warren team from scoring right now.
Last week on PAT block, they did that with Shaquille Irving against Austintown Fitch. So we can see if part 2 does happen over here. Sends a man in motion. The handoff. Big gain that time, close to the first down. Going to be maybe about a 2nd and 7. That was a pretty good run that time over there by Warren Harding. That was once again McMillan. Right there with a nice run.
And clock's ticking.
Clock is ticking, however. Going to be
now
2nd 3.
We saw something similar in the Bishop Hartley game where they really didn't give themselves enough time. They ran a bad play on 4th down, and Tyreek Dunlop had to stop. Interested to see how Warren uses the time here.
We're going to have to see how they do use their time. Remember, I think they also just use it smart. They want to play a little smart.
Keeper
that time. There he goes. Jet turn on the Jets. To the 20, 15, 10. He's gone. Touchdown, Warren Harding. Daly's Jet. My, oh, my. Have yourself a night, big man.
Wow.
Big time run by him. And Warren Harding takes the lead over here with just about 2:23 left in the game.
Just saw a hole, got through that hole, and never looked back. Juked a couple guys, broke a couple people's ankles, and he was off to the races, Ian.
And tell you what, once again, Warren Harding, always kind of a fourth quarter team. They've kind of had a problem with that this year.
And they're going to take a timeout.
They are, in fact, going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it here real quick. Warren Harding now with this lead taken, in this section right now, you just have the momentum on your side on both sides now, it seems like.
Yeah, complete 180 of just a few minutes ago in terms of who the momentum was with. Now it's all with Warren. And, there's 2:23 left. Ton of time. Honestly, if I was the quarterback, and I know it's hard to think of this in the moment, honestly, though, you might want to go down before the end zone, though, there.
That's smart, actually, right there. Yeah, you have to.
I would go down before the end zone.
Go down before the end zone, yeah.
I do believe you're giving this offense who scored 40-plus points in every single game way too much time.
And remember, if you look at last year, for example, we'll go back to the NFL. If you look at last year, Browns-Texans, Nick Chubb, what did he do?
Yeah, he went down.
Yeah, went down right at the 1 yard line because he knew right away.
I think he should have done that there. I do.
I agree with it, but they immediately. I think they were just hungry for the score.
No, I mean, listen, it's so hard to think about that when you're going to take the game-winning touchdown with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left. You don't think about time really right there. You just think about getting that end zone. So it's so hard, but in hindsight, the smart decision there probably would have been to go down.
Smart decision indeed, and Warren Harding is back going to go for two.
Try to make it a 6-point game.
Yep, we knew that this was going to happen. Right to left that time, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. Tyreek Ivory in for the 2-point conversion right there. And now it is 49-43 for the Raiders.
It's put up or shut up time, Ian.
And that's basically what it is now. It's put up or you're going to fall to, 3-2 at this point. And again, still halfway in with the schedule so far, though. You remember, you do, in fact, have teams like, Cheney, Boardman that you have to look at, though. East, though, and Mooney. But a lot of teams that you have to look at right there. And St. Fees, of course, as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good teams. But focusing on right now, you have a lot of time left. You have to remain calm and play football your way. Don't do anything error. Don't throw an error pass unless it's 4th down, obviously. But make smart decisions. That cannot be understated here. You have to make smart decisions. Value the football. Push the ball downfield. And play like you played these past couple of weeks on the offensive side of the football. Score the football and go downfield.
I can't say better than what you just said right there. Score down, play smart football, go down the field. But here's the thing: you cannot. I don't think running the ball with McElroy is going to work anymore.
I don't either. I
don't think that's going to work. You have to now take it slow a bit. You know what I mean?
JD's got to dial up some stuff right now.
Got to pass somehow. That's what you got to do. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be pass happy. Go through the air a bit.
That halfback option read with Brady isn't going to work right now. You got to go through the air. Got to go to Dean. Got to go to Will Burney. You have to go to one of these receivers that you trust.
Jake Doherty once again going to be on the kick. Returning once again is going to be both McElroy right there in the back. You also got Irving. That's going to be a kick right there. Going to be taken out around the 30.
Oh, he's going!
Big return this time. Oh my. There he goes to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10.
He's gone!
Down! Irish to Kylan Irving. Yes, it is. To Kylan Irving turned something that was.
Throws up the deuce. Throws up the deuce.
Tie ball game here. No flags. No flags at all. And what would you say? You have to throw the ball. Why not just run it in? Why just get like an 80-yard return out of it?
Wow.
No flags at all. A tie ball game, a PAT to try and take the lead.
What a play by the senior.
And again, it's just you turn up the chets right there. You get your good blocks going. He got excellent blocking on the special teams way. And because of that, now it's going to be up here. The PAT. Looks to be Reagan Smith. And this is big for him. This is a big moment for this young kicker. It's up. Did he get it?
He got it. He
Just got it through. And the Irish take a 1-point lead over here with just about 2:12 left to go in the 4th. Trey, you broadcasted the game last week. That was close. And now you got it's back on. Yeah, it's
we're back.
Yeah, it's back. And you can buy it for about $2.99. Always good to watch a pass game if you want to. Maybe you get a little discount. Who knows? On the kick this time, his fact can be James McAlone. Want to give also a shout out to Mike Jones once again listening in tonight. McAlone going to be kicking from the left hash that time. There's a kick. That's going to be a pretty good kick. Right to about the 15. Going to be returned to the 20. Going to be a little going upfield that time. George makes a man shoot.
Flag. There's a flag.
There's a flag coming back.
That's going to come back.
Big time return
back.
right there, but it is in fact going to be coming back. And that is going to be probably a legal block in the back or a hold, one of the two over there.
Yeah, it's a hold.
And it is in fact going to be a hold that time.
And the fans are going crazy.
Fans are going crazy over here. And tell you what, Warren Harding now, with all passing, how it's been so far with them, I don't know at this point. Again, the QB trial's been working, in fact, over here, with Chet. He's been turning up the Chets, no pun intended. But right now, you somehow have to get your receivers involved. And we saw guys like Red, he dropped a pass. You saw that. You got guys like, of course, Ivory. He dropped a pass. You got guys like that. Williams hasn't really been getting much involved. You got to get some of these guys involved more. And you see everyone stopping defense. The whole Ursuline section over here is.
It's rumbling. It's rumbling.
Right now, you're going to have Deuces right there to the right, and then two to the left. They're going to send a man in motion as Warren Harding. Dropping back his Chet. Screen pass out time. Caught the Irish.
That's going nowhere.
Perfectly.
That went nowhere.
Just read that perfectly right there. And on the tackle that time might have been, in fact, Lorenzo or Bob, possibly. Was that?
Possibly.
Possibly.
139 on the clock.
Might have been him or John Edmonds, if he's in. 149 left on the clock. The pass, the Chet, overthrown.
Air throw through the hands, too high.
A little too high right there for his receiver to get. Tyreek Ivory was, in fact, the intended receiver on that one, and it's now going to bring up a 3rd and 13 coming up. 3rd and 13 coming up here. Warren Harding.
1:30 on the clock.
1:30 left. Two more chances they have. Trips going out to the right. One to the left. Chet. Drop it back. The protection's good. Has to roll out though. He has to roll on time. He's going to throw it up. It's caught. How about that? A saving moment right there for Warren Harding.
Wow. Good find.
And that was right to number 24, Tyreek Ivory, once again.
Very good find.
Making up for that drop earlier.
Yep.
He's had two good receptions right there.
Yeah.
One early on and one now. First down, they just saved, I think, their season and possibly a little bit of the game here. First down coming up around the 33-yard line. And a timeout is, in fact, called.
Ursuline calls it.
Ursuline.
Yeah. Coach Reardon wants to talk things over.
Ursuline calls a timeout. We're going to take a short timeout with them. We got ourselves a game here. I mean, what else can I say in this one? 50-49. The Irish lead Warren Harding on YSN Live.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and
welcome back, everyone, here to YSN Live. Brian, Tracy, for all on the call. And here we go right now. One of the biggest games of the week and probably one of the most exciting that we've seen tonight. Back to pass goes Chet. Chet once again getting out of the pressure. Has to look. Has to throw. Has a receiver. He missed. It's caught. Didn't it? He caught it.
Yeah, he caught it.
What a catch that time. And that is once again by the Syracuse commit, Dom Foster.
Yep, and clock.
That was one-handed, I think, too. He just grabbed that.
Yeah, move the change, so the clock stopped until the change is set.
Indeed, clock just stopped until
now it's going.
You could possibly get maybe a game winner over here, too, if they get there. Back to pass once again. Chet has to throw it somewhere. Throws it. Is that going to be intentional ground? Nope, the receiver was right in the area.
Oh.
He had a man right in the area, apparently. We'll see. The refs might be coming out to look at this.
I would like to get a definition of area.
I don't know, that it was right in the middle. That's all I said. I think they said there was a guy right there. They're gonna go to the field now. We're gonna have to see if this is gonna be intentional grounding. I think they're going to look at it real quick.
Yeah, they did call it.
Took them a little while, but they said no one was in the line of scrimmage part of the area. It's going to be intentional grounding that time on Warren Harding.
Yeah, I do believe that. I think it's the right call. I mean, and once again, from a neutrality standpoint, I don't think there was anybody close enough in the area for you to say nothing. He got that ball off to avoid the sack.
Oh, definitely, and you have to get it, but it wasn't the smartest way. You got to throw it out of bounds. Yeah, throw it out of bounds where the receivers in the area. Yeah, definitely, and that's dangerous too. Throw it in the middle of the field could have been a pick.
Yeah.
Trips are there to the right side, one to the left. Chet, turn it up the Jets, Kenny.
There's it goes!
Big time sack in the backfield right there.
Ty
Dunlow with a big sack. Big time sack by Ty Dunlow. And because of that, it's going to bring up.
That's going to be
a fourth down.
No, that was fourth down, I thought.
I guess it is, yeah. I think it was, yeah.
A chain guy down here has first.
Yeah. Chain guy right there has first. They had fourth on there. I think that's in fact going to be, should be a turnover.
I believe it's going to be a turnover and downs.
Well, we'll have to see when they come out over here.
Yeah, and 51 on the sidelines pointed out. No, it's fourth down now.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah,
so he had first down.
Yeah.
The guy. Okay, so to clarify, the guy with the marker on the field was a down behind essentially.
Yeah.
So that's which caused the confusion with me and you.
Yeah, the scoreboard. That's why I was looking at the scoreboard because I knew right away. I thought I think it's fourth down actually. I think that was third down right there that we just saw.
I was gonna say there's no way we called it as a third down when it was a fourth down, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and you saw that was Cole Ross, by the way, that looked at the chain guy and said, "Hey, that's you gotta move that right there." So, yeah, Warren Harding's going to get it over here. It's going to be fourth and 24 coming up. 40 seconds left to go. Do or die situation over here.
Here we go.
Fourth
a long way.
1 and 4 of your Warren. Dropping back is Chad. Has to drop back. Being pressured by Dunlop. Has to get it off. Just trying to find some blockers. Going right to his left. Has to throw. And he's going to run with it. And that's going to be it. He's
going to go nowhere. The Irish are going to get a turnover on downs, and it looks like they're going to steal one in Warren.
Chet cannot find a man open because of that. That, I think, right there, just put the nail in the coffin. That's going to be the game.
And the unlikeliest of heroes in the Ursuline defense stands strong in a do-or-die situation for this Irish football team.
And once again, what did you say? We saw Bishop Hurley. What was it? Last-second defensive play. Last week against Fitch. Block kick on the defense. And now you get a sack. 3 times this year where it seems like, we talked about the defense was struggling. They come up in the end.
They do come up in the end. Big play, and I would imagine Brady Shannon's just going to take a knee.
Probably will, in fact, take a knee at this point. Remember, Ursula next week goes back to Stambaugh Stadium where they haven't been since week 1. Since around the 19th.
Yep.
They will be playing the Cheney Cowboys. Shannon going to go right in front, take a bit of a knee. Yes, he will.
And
that's going to be the
that's going to do it.
And the Irish move to 4-1 on the season with once again escaping what would you call this? Just a nail-biter.
Another instant classic.
Another instant classic? Yes, indeed, a nail-biter victory. Though, in the film room tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of talking. A lot of talking indeed, all the coaches leaving. After a big-time game that we saw over here.
I know.
And final score of this one, once again, in fact, the Irish 50, Warren Harding 49, just an instant classic that we saw over here right now. It was a power offense, left and right throughout the night. But in the end, always, the defense comes up over here. And, just what a game, first of all. High school football's back.
High school football's back and better than ever. We got fans. We got good games. Northeast Ohio's booming, baby.
Hey, 2021 for Northeast Ohio high school football is the year of basically, remastering it, basically. You're remastering what used to been instant classics, back in around the 2010s era. This is new. This is so big right now that we see instant classics like this. And, of course, we're going to give some more instant classics, in fact. As we got to give a shout-out to Coach Barquette right there, giving us some Twizzlers. Always got to give a shout-out to him for giving it. Of course, got to give a shout-out to everyone once again listening over here. Just a big game. Let's talk about just what we've seen real quick. What was your thoughts?
So first and foremost, Ursuline Irish put up another 50 points on offense. Coach JD is doing something very special with this offense and their game plan. They won another one. They moved to 4-1. Now, in terms of Warren, you can't. Obviously this is a big loss, but you can't let this knock you out of your entire season. You have to come back now. You're 1-4. You've played a lot of good teams, but you have to get that win. You have to keep moving now. I don't know how many more games they can afford to lose, Ian. They have to go. They have to win out now.
Well, here's Warren Harding's next games. In fact, so next week for Warren Harding, you have St. Vincent St. Mary. St. Vincent St. Mary right now comes in with a record of 2-2. Their games so far that they've had. Look at them. They beat Wadsworth 21-14, lost to Aurora 31-14, lost in OT to Barberton 34-27, and then beat Worcester 42-10. So that game for them is a must-win for Warren Harding. Then for Warren Harding after that, you got Boardman. Boardman, they put up 60 points today.
Yeah.
Boardman's a really talented team. Jesse Curry's defense is doing an excellent job. I'll tell you that right now. Then they got Cardinal Mooney. Mooney, yeah, it's been tough for them, but I think they're getting slowly getting a little bit better. You have to look at that. You definitely have to look at that. And then, as well, you'll have a team like Fitch, for example, too. So Fitch is around their last game of the season, of course. And you have to look out for that, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a fact for Warren Harding. And then, of course, for the Ursuline, for their next game, they do, in fact, have the Cheney Cowboys over here. And
finally a home game.
Finally a home game indeed at Stanmont Stadium, too. We don't got to drive, far or anything like that, which is really good.
Nope.
But, of course, Cheney's been having a little bit of struggle since they lost Jason Hewlett at the beginning of the season. They did, in fact, however, win one against Mooneymer, and then they won one against St. Charles 22-3.
Yep.
But until they lost tonight against Canfield 35-6. So right now for the Irish, again, it's not easy peasy, though. That's the thing. You're basically, you're surviving a lot of these games in a way, too.
Yeah, surviving and keep moving forward.
Surviving and keep moving forward. Indeed, we're going to try and get some final stats over here, possibly, that you can see on the blog later on YSN Live. We're going to go over a couple more finals in the area that we've seen right now. So, once again, the final from Mineral Ridge, in fact, Cardinal Mooney lost 42-7. Brookfield beat Campbell Memorial 62-0. Canfield beat Cheney 35-6. Crestview beat Liberty 49-13. Boardman beats East 62-14. Beaver Local beats Edison in a pretty good classic too, 27-21. Slippery Rock a little bit PA scores over here. Slippery Rock beats Grove City 34-7. Hickory beats Conneaut 41-14. LeBray beats Champion 54-21. Girard beats Lakeview 31-14. Louisville beats Jackson Millen 43-7. Madonna beats Matthews 14-6. Springfield wins 55-7 against Miller Ridge. Garfield beats Noon Falls 49-7. Of course, the OT game with Alliance and Salem 27-21. McDonald beats Sebring 41-26. Sharon beats Oil City 23-0. Sharpsville beats Jefferson. Jefferson, though, new coaching staff, they've been having themselves a pretty good season. I think that's one of their first losses actually of the season. They lose that one 28-21. South Range, and you're talking about that one, Trey. You're talking about that one. South Range beats Poland 42-34.
Wow. What a game.
In an instant classic, yeah.
YSN, I just want to point it out. They've done a very good job on the Power Hour and Running Point, pointing out the games that are going to be good. It's without fail these past couple weeks. They said last week it's Ursuline Fitch, no doubt. This week, Poland South Range. It's granted, it's not too hard to look at good teams and say, oh, they're playing each other. But to be as consistent as the boys have been on the shows to tell you which games to watch, obviously you always got to watch Ursuline. But granted, it's not always going to be that way. And, just a shout-out to all the boys at YSN, Mike Ackelson at Audible Call right now, yeah. DJ Yoakley, all those guys back in studio. And
Ursuline,
what a thriller.
Ursuline getting their push-ups a little bit over there. How about the big game they do, where in fact they get all their push-ups. And here's the thing also, got to give a shout-out to Mike Ackelson. Here's the thing. Mike better have called all of our touchdowns tonight, too.
He better have.
He better have. I want Hardwick to have all those tallies. That's what I want.
I'll drive to East Palestine.
I want Hardwick to have all those tallies. At least 30 tallies by the end of tonight, at least for our game. And then I want him to have at least 70 by the end of tonight. I hope Anthony did that.
He better.
We got to see if he did.
I'll drive there, Hardwick.
And other scores of the area: Southern beats Columbiana 48-12. Hubbard beats Struthers 34-0. United beats Latonia 33-0. Of course, the final in this one, once again, Ursuline win by 1 point against Warren G. Harding, 50-49 in an instant classic. And also, for Ursuline, they get their first win against Warren since 2017.
Yeah, long drought.
Of course, you had quarterbacks like Jared Fabry, Joe Floyd in that area, Danny McCarthy, Anthony Alberti, a lot of those guys that, of course, played during that time of their. Of course, that was just the year that Lynn Bone he graduated the year before too, so we were still around that area with a lot of those players. You got Valley Christian beating Lisbon 28-19. Valley Christian, tell you what, they're on a roll this year.
Yeah, they are.
With their coaching staff, all that they have had, I've looked at them. They're an underrated team in the area.
A large turnaround for that team.
That you definitely have to look out for. Of course, Western Surf then beats Waterloo 34-8. Wellsville beats East Palestine 35-0, and West Branch beats Can South 63-42. Howland, of course, plays Toledo Wade tomorrow. That's in fact going to be big for them. And of course, Wilmington plays Greenfield tomorrow. And we do in fact have a YSN game as well for Saturday. I can't do the game, but there is in fact going to be a game in fact for Saturday, a big one actually. That's going to be around during the area, and that game is in fact going to be one against Stonefield Central Catholic and Windham. I think a few guys are going to be going down there. I'm pretty sure to do that game, so you can catch that on YSN Live as well as our few. Watch our playbacks. The Joe Dickey Electric scoreboard's going to be on here soon with Mike Ackelson. Steve Leslie back in business as well, since he doesn't have to work any YSU games this year. So tune to that right now if you are just about to leave this broadcast over here. But from Ian O'Brien, Trace Avaroa from Mollenkoff Stadium, the final score: the Ursuline Irish 50 and the Warren G. Harding Raiders 49. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Drive home safely, of course, if you are at the game. I hope you guys were watching it safely, and we will see you guys next time at Stambaugh Stadium for the Irish when they take on the Cheney Cowboys on YSN Live, the home of the Ursuline Irish.
This broadcast stream is copyrighted by Yoakley Scott Corporation, LLC. Any other use of this telecast, any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without YSN's consent is prohibited.